Ingredients supply specialized feed ingredients for livestock and pet diets to both.
The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. This is Maroon Nation.
Still on his feet, the 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Dowling Catholic football lives here.
Sack in the backfield, back at the 45-yard line.
All
Swing passes, nearly intercepted.
season
It is intercepted.
long.
Dowling with the pick. Kenny James down the far sideline he goes.
It's time for Maroon Football. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Blessman International, Fast Signs, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Iowa Wealth Management, the Jenny Farrell Team with Remax Concepts, and Bosun the Florist. And now, the voice of Dowling Catholic football, Mark Amadeo.
And a very pleasant good evening and welcome to Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. The Maroons are back home for week 7 of the Iowa high school football season on a beautiful late summer night. Can we call it fall just yet? I'm not sure. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadeo. The one and only Iceman, Taylor Bennett, joining the broadcast tonight is Brian Morris out on the West Coast, getting one of his daughters married off out there near the University of Stanford. And Taylor Bennett, welcome. Matt Maindring, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome. Good to be back. I feel my voice feels like I could do that intro. You know,
He didn't hear that.
I know.
I
I could do that intro and be that guy. You know, it's good to be back, and we'll battle through the voice tonight, but we'll be good.
So you weren't on the intercom at Dowling today making announcements or anything like that?
I was not, no. I was there, just no announcements.
Taylor, you remember the day the administration or maybe a coach lost his voice? It was pretty good as if you were a student or an athlete, right?
There's nothing wrong with that.
We would never, as students, we would never take advantage of something like that.
No.
See?
No. They were angels today at school.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Well, they were, actually, yeah.
Well, guys, it's Dowling taking on Waukee. The first time the Maroons have played the Warriors from Waukee in quite a while. It looks like since almost 3 years ago to the day. Dowling and Waukee met. They didn't play the last set of years, but they're playing this year. And both teams in the hunt for the playoff. Got to be in the top 16. And now we're going to use the RPI rankings. So anytime you hear rankings go on, they take the top 16 in all classes. And right now Dowling is at number 2. But ladies and gentlemen, Waukee Northwest is at Southeast Polk tonight, and if the Rams upset Northwest, Dowling may be the new number 1 team if they can get by Coach Wilson's former prodigy, his quarterback at Dyke New Hartford, Gabe Baker, who's the head coach of Waukee. If he can get by this very fine Waukee Warrior team, Matt.
I think this Waukee team, and it's been talked about a lot, but they probably have had the toughest schedule this year. They have gone through a gauntlet, especially early in the season. You look at Johnston Valley, Ankeny. You know, they've had to go through some big schools, and to keep the energy up, you know, that's a big thing. But it's always a little extra when you're going against your former coach. And I think for Waukee, that's something that's playing this week a little bit.
I'll bet it is. And for Coach Wilson, I know he does not like to go against his former players who are coaches. This happens to be one that is a head coach. Some of them are in the other programs. But I'll tell you what, Taylor Bennett, it's going to be an interesting night. You know, you just grind it out. That we are at week 7 with 2 weeks left in the regular season plus tonight. And you know, as a player, both at the college level and here and at Dowling, what it's like. But talk about it. You're coming in, Dowling 5-1. They won 5 straight since the opening night loss to Valley. Put 5 in a row and their streak going. And Waukee, 2-4 record, and they're hoping to make the playoffs. They right now are the 15th team, or seeded 15th, but they got number 1 Northwest next week in the Battle of Waukee, and then the following week. So they got to hope for a lot. But you know, this time of year, you're hoping to get in the playoffs, and for Waukee, they're hoping to get in, but they got to knock off the second-ranked team and Dowling tonight to do it, Taylor.
Yeah, it's crunch time, especially for Waukee. Like, it's do or die time with 3 games left tonight and 2 more weeks. Thinking that you probably got to win out to have a chance to get in the playoffs. And Dowling is ascending right now, and they're looking to keep that streak going. But Waukee just feels like like they've got a lot of potential there, and we're kind of just waiting for a little bit of a breakout game for them. So I'm expecting to see Waukee give Dowling their absolute best shot tonight in an absolute crunch time game for them.
Well, and for Dowling defensively, they're giving up just 8.5 points a contest after giving up 20, Matt, against Valley in week 1. They're only averaging 8.5 points. That's their season average. Now, that comes at a cost. Last week, road trip to Cedar Rapids, not only did we have interesting things happen during our broadcast, and of course on the way home we had a nice detour due to an accident. So love driving the gravel roads in Iowa and all the dust. But the Maroons coming in without their starting linebacker, who's worked his tail off to get where he's at, and the Maroons will be without Leo Pagano, who, as we suspected, went down last week, out for the rest of the year with the ACL injury. But little shake-up there as Jackson Miller will move into his spot. Jackson was starting at one of the linebacker spots, and Kyle Schumacher will get the start in his place. So kind of the shift on defense, but the Dowling defense has been playing lights out. 2 shutouts through 6 games.
Yeah, it's outstanding. Leo is one of those kids where I got the text during the reception I was at that Leo went down, and then to see him on Monday, it was a moment. It's a moment that catches your breath because you feel so bad for the kid who's put into so much. And for him, it was kind of a special week last week because he had kicked off grandparents' mass for us. Him and his grandma. When we have grandparents' mass, we always have a student talk and then a grandparent talk. And Leo gave the introduction and did a great job. And he's just an outstanding young man, one of those kids that I think very highly of, and see in the hallways quite a bit and talk to him, and that's a tough one. And the thing about Dowling and their defense, they have a lot of parts that see a lot of time. So sliding Kyle Schumacher in there is an easy slide, and then moving Jackson Miller around. Those guys all have had a ton of reps, so it's not like it's you're putting a bunch of green kids out there. You're putting kids back out there that have a lot of experience.
And of course, it helps when your defense is not out there all the time, the Dowling offense. And Taylor Bennett, you were part of that many years ago. God, you told somebody you were in your mid-30s, and I coached you in high school, so we're all getting old, and I'm losing my hair while I am getting old, but that's a different story. But Taylor, you know what it's like. You're running the offense, you're running Coach Wilson's offense, and you want to take advantage of it. Ground game, passing game, what a balance the Maroons have this year with Ian Middleton able to run the football, but tell you what, the 2 backups, the 2 sophomores that play, Grayson Pennington and Henry Smith do a nice job, and then the 2 outstanding receivers in Sam Drexler and Jeffrey Roberts between them with 14 touchdowns. That's just amazing. And back-to-back games, I think, Matt, they both had 100 yards receiving, and that's the first time in Dowling history that's ever happened. So a very magical offense. And I know you didn't have those type of receivers when you were there. And that's not disrespecting the rest of your class or the teammates you had, but isn't that something? And moving the football, very key against this Waukee defense tonight offensively for Dowling.
Yeah, that's a really special stat. That's really tough to do, especially when we talk about 5A football. I think something that's going to be really fun tonight is watching defensive back, cornerback for Waukee, Tavian White, going up against Dowling's of that duo, Sam Drexler and Jeffrey Roberts tonight. White's a competitor. He's really physical, very athletic, North Dakota recruit. And I think that's going to be a big time matchup for them and trying to slow Dowling down. He's going to play a big part in that. I think where Waukee has been very susceptible is against the run tonight. So looking for the 2 sophomores and Ian Middleton to get going. And once that running attack gets going for Dowling, it opens up the RPO game for them and deep shots down the sideline too. So I think that's going to be a major factor. And I think early on we'll be able to see if they can establish the running game.
And Matt, as we both know, it all starts up front, whether it's your front 5 is the offensive line or the front 4 on the defensive line, and the Maroons have had a pretty good. They've come along nicely since week 1. You've seen the progress, and here we are in week 7, and what's on the horizon, what's next, and hopefully it's a lot of things for the good that's next.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential. You know what I mean? If you go back to the first few games, we saw a lot of penalties. We saw some ugliness in that, even though in those wins, if you go back and look at them, and you've seen that they've started to clean their game up. And I think that part of it on the offensive side and on the defensive side has been good. From a defensive standpoint, Waukee's got some weapons, and the Baker kid can play ball, and he's as much of a running threat as he is a passing threat.
4-year starter.
Yeah, 4-year starter. And, I think we haven't seen that type of quarterback since the Valley game. And so that'll be an interesting thing because he gave this defense fits. And so I think making sure that you have someone that's spying him as he goes through his progressions and he leaks out of the backfield, that's going to be a big thing. And then he's got that big target, and even Evan Jacobson, who's, the A&M recruit and going to do, as I found out tonight, going to do basketball as well as football.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
And
but he has yet to catch a touchdown pass this year.
I was talking to your former sidekick on the way in. I said, don't say that. He said he hasn't got a touchdown pass yet.
Which former sidekick? I have so many.
Marcouli.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway.
It's Packer Nation. They visit every Friday night, Taylor. Mr. Mandring and Mr. Marcouli, Packer fans. And I knew they met somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
Anyway, Jacobson's got 175 yards receiving off 13 catches, and as you said, no touchdowns. But it's a dynamic offense, and they have that run-pass threat, and the defense just got to stay home and read their keys and play downhill. And I think contain the running back. That's the big thing. Keep Baker in the pocket.
Let's take a look at some other games going on tonight. Obviously, we're here at Valley Stadium, Week 7, Dowling hosting Waukee, and we'll kick off right at 7 o'clock. There is no preliminary game. And let's take a look. The rankings we're using are the RPI rankings, which the state will use when they seed and match everybody up here in about 3 weeks. The number one overall RPI ranking is Waukee Northwest. They're on the road at 8th ranked Southeast Polk tonight in the Class 5A matchup. We'll hope to have reports throughout that game. 5th ranked Sioux City East at 3rd ranked Johnson, another important game. 4th ranked Valley at Sioux City North. 6th ranked Iowa City Liberty at Pleasant Valley. 7th ranked Ankeny at Ames. And other games going on in the top 10 in Class 5A. 11th ranked Cedar Rapids Prairie at 9th ranked Cedar Falls. 12th ranked Dallas Center Grimes at Marshalltown. Number 13 Indianola at number 14 Ankeny Centennial. And 19th ranked Norwalk at Atoma. Again, the top 16 get in Class 5A. All right, guys, we'll go to the matchups. And Mr. Bennett, the Dowling offense against the Waukee defense. Waukee defense, as we mentioned, a little susceptible at times. They're giving up 23 points a contest. They run a 4-4 for the most part. But you as a quarterback, you as a Dowling quarterback, you being Joey Nahas tonight, what are you looking for based on the reads, the check with me's and the coach staff? What are you looking for tonight besides those two receivers you would love to throw to? Jeffrey Roberts and Drexler, Sammy Drexler.
Very jealous of Joey Nahas. I think still, as always, just getting the running game going. That's where Waukee's just been very susceptible this year. I think they've had a lot of big time runs on them this year, and I think with the ability of Dowling to throw the ball and to throw the ball not just throw the ball, but to throw it deep and have big time plays downfield, being able to run the ball early. I think you can get Waukee on their heels early and start scoring points very, very quick.
Okay, and Matt Mandring, the Waukee offense against Dowling's defense without Pagano tonight. Does that change anything? What is you look at the Dowling defensive coordinator, Adam Jack, and the rest of the staff. Anything different? Because you got a quarterback that can do both, as you mentioned, and they like to run the ball, but they also like to throw it.
Well, one thing I'll look for right away is who's the spy on Baker? Who's going to be watching him? If he gets out of the pocket, which linebacker is going to be assigned to him. I also think, for Kyle Schumacher to be out there the first time and make sure you're not making mistakes, but I think he's going to play without hesitation. And so I think that's going to be good. It's going to be who's going to get the tight end out of the backfield. And one thing that's hurt Dowling over the years is that tight end late coming out and stuff like that, and Jacobson sneaking out of the backfield. But we'll see as night goes on. I just think, that front four, Bobo and Hagan, Elcock, and then as Bonanno slides around in his spot to be that other rusher, that's a tandem that few teams have been able to control. And I think that's going to be the key tonight. Can that front four create pressure and make Baker make quick decisions?
All right. Taylor Bennett, you're going to be down the sideline. Might have a camera guy by you, so, look your best part, all right?
Best behavior.
All right. That'll wrap up part of our pregame show. We're going to take a break. Come back with head coach Tom Wilson as I caught up with head coach of Dowling Catholic, talking about tonight's game, Dowling and Waukee. More pregame coming up alongside Matt Maindring and Taylor Bennett tonight. I'm Mark Amadale, back with more on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610, ashworthvision.com.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOIowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Tom Wilson as Dowling takes on Waukee in Week 7 of the high school football season. Coach Wilson, thank you for joining us. Best of luck tonight against the Waukee Warriors.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, Coach, last week a win on the road, 34-0 over a very fine Kennedy team in Cedar Rapids. But, in a game in which you can look at your defense. You win 34-0. Your defense gives up just over 100 yards. I think 53 yards on the ground and 51 yards in the air. Tremendous effort by them. Offense got started a little bit late in the second quarter, but the defense pitched their second shutout of the year.
Defense has done a great job, even to get us going in the scoring. They're the one that created a turnover and fairly deep into our territory, and we were able to capitalize on that. So they set the table for us there. Really pleased with their development and really their consistency throughout the year. And as you mentioned, we beat a pretty good football team that is a tough physical team, and they never back down from a challenge. And that's certainly what we found in Cedar Rapids.
Well, you led 17-0, Coach, and you mentioned the turnover. Maddox Coppola recovering a fumble that set up your first score, and that was with 8.5 minutes left in the first quarter. And Grayson Pennington, your sophomore running back, in relief of Ian Middleton, scoring his first touchdown of the year. So that was pretty good to see. But again, a Coppola fumble recovery set it up.
I did, and there was kind of a scramble there, and I'm not sure how Maddox come up with it, but he comes out of a pile with the football and set us up in great shape. And you mentioned Grayson, and we've also used Henry Smid quite a bit. Both of those guys in their development has been crucial for us to give Ian a break here and there, and they're a little bit change of pace. Pennington, a pretty good outside zone runner, and obviously Ian hits that thing up in there, but and then Smith has the capability to do both of them. So glad to have that depth at that position right now.
Hey, you led 17-0 and finished with 34-0 victory over Kennedy, but Joey Nahas, 3 touchdown passes. He had a couple of receivers. Didn't get over 100 yards each, but they both got over 80 yards each, and that's Sam Drexler and Jeffrey Robertson. Seems like Nahas been able to find them. They are dialed in right now through Week 7.
They are. They've come a long ways, and obviously Jeffrey new to the program, and just getting him on the same page with everybody. And Nahas has done a very good job recently of being able to connect with them, but also getting others involved. Leighton Oldfield had couple of catches in the ball game, which was great to see. Jimmy Nahas has had a couple of crucial catches for us. So getting others involved is important too. But there's no question, it's no secret between Drexler and Roberts. That has a lot to do with our passing game.
And of course, the second half, Coach, able to get a lot of kids in the ball game, but again, 470 yards total offense. Got to like that offensively, giving up just 100 yards defensively. Carlos Blunt and Jordan Watson leading the way with 6 tackles. Anthony Bonanno leading the defensive lineman with 5.5 tackles. I think Mr. Hagan and Mr. Bobo kind of take some pressure off of him because he's getting a lot of freedom now that they're more concerned about Hagan and Bobo.
No question. Bobo's one of the better ones in the state of Iowa, and Hagan's done nothing but get better. And really proud of Anthony Bonanno because he used to be a linebacker, transferred over here from Centennial a couple years ago, and just fought his way into playing time, and has really done a nice job for us. And so I think good things will continue for him, but the development of that D-line has really been important for us defensively.
And finally, Coach, some of the maybe the athletes of the week as you broke down film. Obviously, we talked about the offense and the defense, and your defense only giving up 8.5 points a contest. That's phenomenal in Class 5A. But your thoughts? You broke down film this week on the victory over Kennedy last Friday.
Yeah, we've talked consistency with our kids all along, and I feel like that we're starting to see some of that, and it's going to need to continue. We have to continue to get better, but some of the people that do a lot of the dirty work that really never gets noticed is somebody like a Quinn Schmolbach. He's a big part of our offensive sets, has a few catches here and there, but honestly is really, really important to us in our running game and really our flexibility as an offense. You mentioned earlier about Smid and Pennington and their importance to us offensively as well, but then role players like a Jimmy Nahas or Preston Hoffbauer, that they're in there doing a lot of work to help our football team out. And then if you look at things defensively, I think a lot of kids are contributing to the success. You don't hold people to 8.5 points a game this deep into the season without playing as a unit. But you said Jordan Watson was one of our leading tacklers last week, and honestly, Jordan Watson's been about as consistent as you can possibly get, which is great to see. But then some of the kids that aren't always in there, it's kind of nice to see Jack McLaughlin, get pressure on a quarterback, get a sack last week, which was fantastic. Some of those other offensive linemen come in, like a Jack Trump or Sebastian Hilligus and Owen Marr, among others, and we're still able to move the ball against a blitzing defense. So a lot of kids doing a lot of good things, which has been fun to see.
Visiting with head coach Tom Wilson before tonight's game as Dowling takes on Waukee here at Valley Stadium in week number 7 of the high school football season. This is Mark Amadale. I'll return with Coach Wilson, and we'll talk about tonight's opponent, the Waukee Warriors, next on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Life's buzzing with energy, and every moment is powered by our health. At Mercy One, their caring doctors focus on just that, so you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
From Ames to St. Mary's and everywhere at iowacatholicradio.com or the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale. Continue my conversation with head coach Tom Wilson as Dowling takes on the Waukee Warriors in week number 7 of the 9-week high school football season. And Coach Waukee and head coach Gabe Baker, I think you remember that kid. Coached him over your final years over at Dyke New Hartford. And boy, has he ever come a long way. He's been there 5 years, so that makes people like you and I getting older. But going against one of your former players, I love it. I love weeks like this. And Waukee coming in with a record of 2-4. I know it's about business once the whistle blows, but it's got to be kind of exciting to go against one of your first quarterbacks.
Yeah, Gabe's somebody I'm really proud of. we had a great relationship when we were together at Dyke New Hartford, and I could tell Gabe Baker stories from when he was young, and they would all be good. And we were fortunate enough to win a lot of games together, and those are great memories. And I always knew that he was going to be a fantastic coach, and I've joked with him many times that he's the second best coach in his family because his mom is the one that built that Dyke New Hartford volleyball program that everybody knows today. But before it was anything, Barb Baker is the one that built that, and I learned an awful lot from her through the years of my 8 years at Dyke New Hartford. So really proud of Gabe. Don't love coaching against my former players, but the Athletic Association clearly doesn't care because here we are.
That's right. Now I got to ask you, what's the breakdown on his son, Beckett, who's a 4-year starter at quarterback there, compared to his old man who you coached?
Yeah, I told Gabe 3 years ago that Beckett could throw the ball a lot better than he could. But, honestly, you see some similarities. Gabe, the dad, is a bigger-bodied kid. Beckett is not as tall as his dad, but he is tough. He can run well enough. He's a good leader. Been a very productive starter for them, and honestly, that's what Gabe Baker was for me.
And he's got a pretty nice tight end to throw to in Evan Jacobson, who's going to be a two-way player, a two-sport athlete at Texas A&M at Division I level, which you don't see. Now, I know he struggled this year to catch touchdowns, but you mix him in with some guy named O'Connor. We might know his dad. That's Miles O'Connor for Waukee, and his dad, the former athletic director here, Mike O'Connor.
Now, that's the one that makes you feel old. OC and I spent 16 years together, first down in the dungeon down by the gym, and then when I became the AD, I was fortunate enough to have him be my assistant. And I don't think it's any secret that OC and I always had a very good relationship, and coaching against Miles is like coaching against a nephew or something. So, but he looks like he's doing a great job and getting varsity time as a sophomore, and he's a lot taller than his dad ever thought of being. And so, that he's going to be a good player before it's all said and done.
Well, when you look at this Waukee team, I know we haven't played them in several years, but they have a couple two-way players, and one of them's a lineman, Andrew Hines. I think he's going to Army to play football. He, along with a couple others in the secondary, are two-way players. So they've got some athletes. They've got a tough record. They're 2-4. They have, one of the top 5 schedules in Class 5A, but they're trying to make a playoff berth, and they're trying to make a statement. So what are the thoughts offensively going up against the Waukee defense tonight, Coach?
Well, their defense will align, almost exactly like what Valley did against us, and it's something we're familiar with, but I do think they have some good players. Jeter is one of the kids that'll play 2 ways. He's a really good track runner as well. That speed concerns me. I think they have a lot of speed in their secondary, and they have to, obviously we've got some good players that they're going to be going against, but it's going to be interesting to see that type of development. You mentioned some kids going 2 ways, and the Hine kid, he also wrestles, and, he and Brady Hagan, I think I've seen him wrestle 3 or 4 times just, in the last couple of years. So those guys will be very familiar with each other, and Jacobson plays some 2 ways as well. But, I think they've got some good athletes. You mentioned their schedule. They've played a very difficult schedule, and, they've been in ball games and then come up short, and, sometimes there's years like that, and your hope is and that it lasts one more week, but it's going to be a good football team we play.
All right. What are some of the keys for Dowling? I know. Let's give an injury update. We saw Pagano leave with an injury last Friday night, and after I kind of brought it up in the pregame last week about how it's been a pretty good year, and all of a sudden lights go out a little bit for some folks. But give us an injury update on Pagano and others. Yeah,
Leo is lost for the year, and to be honest with you, it's been a tough one to swallow because Leo is a kid that's a senior and played some as a junior, but he's done everything we've ever asked him to do and done it to the best of his ability, and he was having a really good year for us, and then the injury bug bites him, and so it's it's unfortunate. I feel really, really bad for him, but he'll continue to lead. Once he gets through surgery and things like that, I don't think he's missed any practice time yet since this entire week. That's the kind of kid he is, and it hit our kids hard too because Leo is a leader for our kids, and he's close to many of them, and he's an important part of our team, and so. He'll become a coach and help us out some, and certainly mentor some of our younger players as well.
Yeah, it's tough news, Coach, and we hope to maybe catch up with him, maybe get him, tell us what's really going on in the locker room instead of getting the coach speak that we get from you at the end of the game and during halftime. And the update on Edgar Perez, your defensive lineman, who has been out most of the year, and Owen McConville, who went down earlier.
McConville's back, and Edgar, I think we'll probably see in a week or two.
That's great. Well, Coach, best of luck tonight against one of your former quarterbacks again in Waukee. I know we'll give them a battle, and I think they'll know they went through one, and they will too. But hopefully everything will work out, and appreciate visiting with you. And we'll talk to you this week at halftime and at the end of the game because we're back at Valley Stadium.
All right, thank you.
Head coach Tom Wilson, my guest here on the pregame show, as Dowling takes on Waukee here at Valley Stadium in week number 7. Dowling's record 5-1. The Maroons have won 5 straight in Class 5A, ranked second, and the Waukee Warriors come in with a record of 2-4, and they're ranked 15th in the latest RPI rankings. We'll come back after this message with pregame prayer and, of course, a word from Dr. Dan Ryan, and we'll have the kickoff coming up. Dowling and Waukee here at Valley Stadium on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com.
Powered by you. This is listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 105.5 KIHS, Perry, Des Moines, 89.3 KDVM, Mason City, and 89.9 KCSL, Spencer, Spirit Lake.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School. Welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School football. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting football, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons.
Hello, my name is Father Reed Flood. Let us pray together for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition this evening. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask that you bless all those involved in this athletic competition this evening. We ask that you keep them safe and that they show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Welcome back to Valley Stadium in West Des Moines as we get set for kickoff. Dowling and Waukee as Ryan Kuhn boots it end over end. And it goes into the end zone touchback. And it'll be 1st and 10. Waukee with the football as Jaden Jeter let it go in the end zone. Dowling with a first down to start, or Waukee with the first down at their own 20-yard line. Waukee, Matt, going right to left, south to north on a beautiful night here for week 7 of high school football. And oh, by the way, welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back, and it is a beautiful night. One thing I think as we go through the game tonight that I think will be interesting is I think you're going to see Waukee empty the tank. I mean, as far as trick plays, little things like that. This is their desperation game because they know if they get beat tonight, they're going to kind of out of the playoff hunt.
That's a good point. And on first down, Waukee puts the ball on the ground, and they're going to lose yardage as they hand it off as Beckett Baker kept the football, the quarterback. We'll go through the starting lineups here in a moment. So we'll bring up 2nd down and 11, a loss back to the 19-yard line.
A little option play that Baker kept the ball, and right in there he runs into Miles Elcock and company right in the middle of that line, and he got smothered right away. 1-yard loss and a good way to start for the defense.
All right, Beckett Baker, 5'11", 190-pound senior quarterback for the Waukee Warriors, thrown for 9 touchdowns and has rushed for 3 more and has thrown 8 interceptions. And now handoff again, and they go over right side and nothing doing there. They try to run right, and they run right into like a wall of 4 maroon jerseys.
Carlos Blunt out in front on that play, and they did. The penetration from the defensive front really took over right there as the offensive line was a yard deep in their own backfield, and the defense just swallowed him up right there.
Another yard loss. It'll bring up 3rd and 12 for Waukee. The tailback has been Case Hobb, and he might have got the football last time, number 22. Wide receivers, Jaden Jeter, number 7, Miles O'Connor, number 28, and TJ Slider, number 80. The tight end, Evan Jacobson, the young man headed to Texas A&M. Play basketball and football. And now Baker back to throw, has pressures on the backside. He's going to be brought down from behind. Sacked back at the 11-yard line as the Maroons get him.
Number 5, Ian Middleton. And
starting tailback, now extra linebacker.
He came from the backside on that play, and he is a quick young man, and he chased him down, and that's not fair when you're able to bring someone like Ian Middleton in on a passing down and to that tandem or that quad back there of rushers. That's tough.
Minus 7 yards on the play, so back to punt will be the quarterback. Beckett Baker averaging just under 40 yards a punt this year. Punts from his own goal line. High, short kick. It'll bounce at the 40 and take a Waukee bounce up to the 45, and that's where the Maroons will have it right around the 45 or 46-yard line of Waukee. With 9:44 to go here in the first quarter. No score, Dowling and Waukee. And let's go down to our Jenny Farrell Team Remax Concepts sideline report. And that is Taylor Bennett tonight sitting in for Brian Morris. And Taylor, give us an update.
Whew, I don't know how it looked like from up there, guys, but Ian Middleton coming off the backside. Beckett Baker rolling out left, and Ian Middleton just flew, just beat, untouched. He's so quick.
Yeah, and he got in there like shot out of a cannon. Back to throw. Nahas on first down. Fires out. Pass is caught, and that's Drexler across the 40 down to the Waukee 39-yard line on a first down pass.
That's what makes these receivers so tough. Drexler, they like to get him the ball in those quick passes because he can make that first guy miss, just like he did right there, and turn what was going to be a 3-4 yard gain into a 6-yard gain. And where Jeffrey Roberts is more over the top, they like to get the ball to Drexler because he can make people miss.
5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 Dowling as they line up in the offset eye, and now pistol formation. They put a man in motion. Loose football. Nahas has the ball go through him, and either Nahas or the tailback get on top of it. Nahas finally falls on it. That's the first time we've seen that all year. Yeah. And it moves the ball back to the 50 as Nahas got back on it. And Dave Rittman, our official, and George Harwood, our umpire, will spot it back at the Dowling 49 for a loss.
Yeah, and I don't think the snap was that bad. I think Joey just took his eyes off it for a second. Like you said, Mark, that's the first time we've seen anything like that happen this year in that backfield. So now you have 3rd and a bunch.
Loss of 11 on the play, and the Maroons will have 2 receivers each side. Back to throw Nahas. Looks left. Has time now. Moves around the pocket. He's going to run for it. He's across the 45 in Waukee territory, and he slips and falls right at the 40-yard line. And it'll bring up 4th and 5 for the Maroons.
Well, what that does for this Maroon offense is it gives Coach Wilson something to think about. You know, is this 4-down territory? You saw what your defense did on Waukee's first possession, and I got to think he's looking through those numbers and going, I've got one for this.
Well, the Maroons are 15 on the play clock, and they're going to go for it. They're going to send Drexler and Roberts split out wide to the left. And tight end on the right side. Handoff. Middleton. Ian's angling for the sideline. He's got the first down and more. Inside the 20. Still on his feet. And finally tackled inside the 15-yard line. Down to the 13-yard line of Waukee. First down Dowling. And boy, the sea began to part because it was a slow-developing play, Matt. But you know who you're waiting for? The offensive line.
You know, and you look at it, and Dowling runs the ball on 4th and 5. And they just collapse. The whole left side of the line collapsed. They kick out the receivers or the DBs, and Ian's got nothing but room to run.
A 32-yard run by Middleton. He gets the handoff. He runs right side, inside the 10, down to the 5 before he's brought down at the 3. Gain of 8, and it'll be 1st and goal Dowling, or right at the stick. Yep, 1st and goal Dowling at the 3.
Quinn Schmalbach right there was leading the blocking on that play. And he was looking for someone to hit and couldn't find anybody as he's pulling around the corner as Ian runs for another first down.
All right, here's a handoff Middleton left side. Now cuts it inside, angling toward the goal line. Did he get in? Touchdown. Touchdown Dowling and Ian Middleton. With 7 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, Dowling takes their opening drive, and they go 45 yards on 6 plays, capped off by an Ian Middleton 3-yard run.
You know, and Taylor mentioned it in the opening about Waukee's trouble with their run defense, and it was highlighted there in those last 3 plays. Ian Middleton just racked up, roughly about 40 yards and 3 carries. And nice way for that offense to get out there and get going.
Extra point by Dowling. Jack McLaughlin, the long snapper. The holder is Ethan LaCava, and the extra point by Ryan Kuhn. Up and good. And Dowling leads at 7-0 with 7 minutes and 1 second remaining first quarter. Second-ranked Dowling leading Waukee 7-0. Back to Valley Stadium in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is Dale Alquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever heard someone say, "Why do Christians talk so much about God and so little about humanity?" G.K. Chesterton says that the people who insist that we forget divine things and think of human things end up talking about how helpless human beings are because of their faulty environment or their fatal heredity or their uncontrollable animal instincts. And it all ends with the old fatalist cry that we must forgive everything because there's nothing to forgive. But these things are not the human things. These are the subhuman things, the things we share with animals. The human things are exactly what they dismiss as merely divine. The human things are free will, responsibility, authority, and self-denial. The things that are really human are also divine. Want more than a minute? Chesterton.org.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Here is the kickoff, and it's fumbled out of bounds by the Waukee Warriors, and that'll be out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So the Warriors are going to be in a tough setting here to start their second possession. 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell Team Remax Concepts sideline report, and that is where Taylor Bennett's at. Taylor, give us an update from the Dowling sideline.
Man, guys, who runs the ball on 4th and 5 outside of like service academies?
Yeah.
But when you got an offensive line that just looks so in sync, and you have Roberts and Drexler out on the outside blocking like that, it just frees it all up for even Middleton. When he gets going downhill, you're falling forward for extra yards every time anyways. So
that's exactly right, Taylor. Appreciate that. Taylor Bennett with our Jenny Farrell Team sideline report. Back to throw is Baker out of the backfield, and now he's going to run with the football. Right up the gut he goes, and he may have picked up the first down. He did. He crosses the 15 up to the 16-yard line. Nice run that time by Waukee, and was that
that was Beckett Baker.
Yeah, the quarterback, yeah.
A designed quarterback draw. He drops back to pass, and that rush, that's one way to slow that rush down is quarterback draw, and he took advantage of it right up the middle and advanced the ball deep out of their territory. So now they're at 1st and 10 from the 16.
11-yard run. First down, Waukee. They'll send one receiver to the right, 3 to the left. Toss play left side. Trying to get outside is the tailback, and that's Ben Case-Hobb, and he's hit and dropped. And he may have lost yardage, Matt. He did. Back to the 14-yard line, loss of 2.
Great play out there for the Maroons. That was I like that was Jackson Miller right there that he sniffed that play out, that toss play, and got to it in a heartbeat. And a great play by him.
So it brings up 2nd down and 12 for Waukee. They'll split three receivers to the right as they go south to north, and one to the left. They're without a tight end, one back in the backfield. Baker back to throw, has a little bit of time, now steps up. He's wrapped up, and then they tried to spin him down. He breaks the tackle, and he gets across the 20 up near the 22-yard line. He'll gain 7 yards, maybe 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, Bobo had him in his hands for a second, and as you alluded to, Baker's played for 4 years. He knows how to run the offense, and he was able to squirt out of that one-arm tackle and extend that play to make it a 3rd and manageable for the Warriors.
Andrew Hine, Tommy Lloyd, Ian Ali, Colt Shipper, and Tyson Kalb are the offensive line for Waukee. In the backfield, Ben Case-Hobb. The quarterback, Beckett Baker, has thrown for 9 touchdowns. has 8 interceptions on the year, over 1,000 yards, and he's rushed for 3 touchdowns. Here's 3rd and 4. Baker back to throw, rolls to his right, still rolling towards his own sideline, and he dumps it off incomplete. And I think they're going to get intentional grounding because the ball did not go past the line of scrimmage as Baker was tackled out of bounds. Let's see what Dave Rittman's crew calls here.
And all it really matters is if it's a sack or not for Bobo's stats, because it was about a 1-yard differential. It doesn't look like
they're just calling no gain.
Yeah,
so
calling no gain.
So Baker will give way to the punter, which is him,
right?
The quarterback.
Yeah.
How many quarterbacks you have that punted in your career, man?
A couple. Yeah, we did have a few.
Isn't that? I bet you have a few gadget plays out of that.
Well, you do. Yes.
All right, Baker from his own 9-yard line awaiting the snap. Good snap. Gets it away. And lands right at the 50 and takes a Waukee bounce inside the 40. Still rolling inside the 35 and down to about the 34. And that is where Dowling will take over 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Dowling 7 and Waukee nothing. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell team sideline report. Jenny Farrell team Remax Concepts with Taylor Bennett.
It really felt like Waukee really needed to get off to a good start, but Dowling just bringing the pressure big time up front, just smothering and really dominating so far on both sides of the line.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way, Taylor. I know Waukee's defense has been out there a little too long for them, I'm sure. All right, the Maroons with the first down. Up the gut they go, and they hand it off from their own 34-yard line. Let's see, is that Middleton that's in there, or are they going to start rotating tailback? Nope.
I think that was Ian. Yeah.
Ian with the carry.
Yep.
As Dowling goes right up the gut. Carter Barrett, Josh Miller, Cade Krause is the center, Evan Mitchell, and Max Thomas, the right side of the Dowling offensive line. Receivers, Sam Drexler, Jeffrey Roberts, Jimmy Nahas. We'll see Quinn Smallback in as an H-back. Also Preston Hoffbauer, Everardo Etcheto, Owen McConville also in there. And the handoff goes to Middleton. He blasts through a tackle, and he gets the first down across the 45. Wow.
That was a hammer run right there. That was bringing the hammer. And Ian Middleton, he got about a 5-yard head of steam and then just tore apart a couple defenders as they're trying to tackle him. And that's a statement run right there.
No question. 1st and 10, Dowling from their own 47. Middleton on a pair of runs that he comes in averaging 5.5 yards a carry, and now back to the ground game. Runs with the handoff, and
Ian's not going to hurt that average right there either on that run. He got about 4.5.
He spotted it midfield. Nope, on the Waukee side of the 49.
Yeah,
so a gain of 4.
And right now, I think Coach Wilson's looked at it and said, hey, they can't stop the run, and it's hard to not run the football when you're getting 5 yards at a pop. It's so consistent and so deflating for the defense.
2nd and 6, Dowling from the Waukee 49. Maroons leading 7-0. Middleton gets a handoff again right over left guard and tackle at the A-gap and dragged down at the 46 for a gain of 3.
Unlike in the, as Taylor said before, when you have the confidence to run the ball on 4th and 5, that shows a little bit of what to expect here as we go through this first quarter.
And well sealed off by the offensive line in that scenario. So it's 3rd and 3, Dowling.
Yeah, and then they got a little help right there from the Waukee defense.
Somebody jumped on the Waukee side. Let's take a look at their defense. Waukee Warriors, they forced 4 turnovers this year, 3 fumbles and 1 interception compared to Dowling. The Maroons have forced 10 turnovers with their defense, 5 interceptions and 5 fumbles. The front 4 is Jim Lee Verjean, Mason Moritz, Vincent Johnston, and Andrew Hine. Hine, a two-way player for the Warriors. Caden Crispin and Cale Seiler, they lead the team in tackles, are at linebacker along with Ryan Lingling. Here's Nahas back to throw. Fires it out near side. Caught by Drexler at the 36-yard line. They'll spot him out of bounds.
And with the cushion that he's getting from the defensive backs from Waukee, that's an easy pitch and catch, that 5-yard out. And Nahas puts it right on him. Drexler right at the boundary. The momentum takes him out of bounds, and it's an easy 5 yards.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for Dowling. And here's a handoff to Middleton. Spins out of a tackle at the 30, and he's got the first down. He was initially tackled by the linebacker, stopped by a linebacker, but he spun out of it, and that was a quick spin that I think they get in Pilates class with Adam Jack, I think. Wow.
I want to say that's a Coach Meeks taught thing. You know, can you see Coach Meeks moving like that? In the day, maybe. In the day. A great spin move by Ian Middleton, and kept his balance and then moving the football.
First down, Dowling at the 28. Handoff Middleton again. Breaks a tackle, hops sidesteps an offensive lineman and goes outside to the 20-yard line. So that play was designed to go over right guard and tackle, and he kind of did a little dance to the left, little shift, and then he went to the near sideline and was out of bounds after a gain of 8.
You know, and that's the thing from Ian Middleton, that we see this maturity from him in that backfield. His vision is so good, and he knows if he's patient with that offensive line, he's going to get his gap at some point. And right there, his patience showed off, bounces it outside, big run.
Second and 2, Dowling, handoff Middleton from the 20-yard line. Cuts upfield at the 10, still on his feet, and he's finally drugged down at the 3-yard line. Gain of 17 will be goal to goal. First and goal, Dowling, as Dowling is now inside the Iowa Wealth Management red zone. Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients. IowaWealth.com.
I mean, this is one of those plays. If you can watch this thing on a replay at some point, this is a thing of beauty. You got 2 offensive linemen that are leading him up the field untouched, and big run.
Pistol formation, handoff Middleton, follows the block into the end zone by Quinn Smallback. Touchdown Dowling. Smallback with a kick-out block, and Middleton in from 3 yards out for his second touchdown of the night. And the Maroons increase their lead to 13-0 with 1:34 remaining in the first quarter.
Ian Middleton and that offensive line are just having their way with this defense right now. And, you know, I think there's a size factor here, too, because when you look at the defensive line for Waukee, their size, they get some decent-sized kids, but they cannot handle the strength of that offensive front from Dowling.
Ryan Kuhn in for the extra point. And the Dowling holder is check that. It will be McConville, and the extra point is up and good. So it's 14-0 Dowling with the lead over Waukee. We'll take a timeout and be back from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
This is Maroon Nation.
High enough, long enough, and it is good!
Want Dowling Catholic football on demand? Download the Iowa Catholic Radio mobile app and listen to the Maroons anytime, anywhere.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOIowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Dowling leading 14-0. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Hamadale. Taylor Bennett will go down to him after the kickoff, and it's fielded by Waukee. Well, into the end zone the ball goes, so it's an automatic touchback in high school. 1st and 10, Waukee on their own 20-yard line. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Mr. Taylor Bennett, with this Jenny Farrell Team Remax Concepts report. Taylor?
Another dominant drive by Dowling there, but I'm noticing Waukee, every time the Dowling goes to trips, Waukee's bringing 4 guys over. I think they're just afraid of the Dowling receivers right now, and it's just opening up everything right down the middle for Dowling, and combine a great running back with an unbelievable offensive line, and this is what you get.
Yeah, and we're seeing that tonight. The ground game tonight, Matt Maindring.
And we just saw Ian Middleton on the sideline here go over and shake the hands of all of his offensive linemen.
All right, here's Baker back to throw. Beckett fires the ball downfield, and the pass is nearly picked off and incomplete at the 40-yard line. as the Maroons had an opportunity there. Joel Sanko had to go off his fingertips, and sometimes we remind him there's a reason why you're on defense.
Yeah.
It's because you can hit and have iffy hands.
I'm not going to tell him that on Monday, but anyway, he's going to see that one in his sleep tonight because that ball was coming right at him. Again, pressure on Baker made him roll out to the right side and throw in a run. He was about to get hit as he released the ball and off Sanko's hands and bounced down to the ground.
Brian Bobo, Brady Hagan, Miles Elcock, and Anthony Bonanno getting pressure on Baker. And now here's a pass right side that's caught right at the 25-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 5. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. Nice reception over there by the Warriors. Let's check the rest of the Dowling defense. Linebackers tonight: Kyle Schumacher, Jackson Miller, Carlos Blunt, and Joel Sanko, who we just mentioned. Leo Pagano out for the year towards ACL last Friday night at Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Linebackers: Jordan Watson and Jeremiah Robertson, and Maddox Capola, the Dowling free safety.
That was Jordan Watson in coverage there, and he did a great job of having that receiver catch the ball in front of him and not get any yards after the catch and stuff him out of bounds.
All right, Baker sets his offense. Beckett Baker at quarterback. Here's a snap. He'll run with it on the short side of the field, trying to get outside, and he's right there. They're going to mark him out of bounds, shy of the first down.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be a couple yards short.
Back to 27-yard line, so a gain of 2 he made, and kind of a quarterback keeper. They called their own play, and they worked the short side, Matt.
Yeah, they did. They ran a sweep to the narrow side of the field, figuring they have numbers over there. And Coach is contemplating right now here on a 4th and short whether or not he should go for it as he calls timeout.
All right, we'll keep it here with 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Dowling 14, Waukee nothing. And I want to thank our supporters here on Iowa Catholic Radio. They include Bozen the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Fast Signs in Clive. And, of course, Iowa Wealth Management, our Red Zone sponsor. And let's go down to our Jenny Farrell team sideline report. The Jenny Farrell team has been helping generations of Dowling Catholic families with their real estate investments for almost 30 years. Learn more at jenniferfarrell.remax.com. Taylor Bennett is on the sideline tonight. And, Taylor, give us an update. The Maroon defense playing just as well as the offense.
Man, I feel kind of bad for Becky Baker. He's just running around for his life out there. And he's coming off an ACL tear from at the end of last year. And he looks like a great athlete still. He still moves really well, but they ask a lot of him.
Yeah, it happened in week 9 right before the playoffs started. And then he had to go to the playoffs and lost to Liberty in the playoffs. But you're right, he's coming off an ACL tear. And Warriors going for it. On the pistol formation, they give it to their tailback, and he's got the first down. They're going to spot him down at the 31-yard line. Nice run that time as they give it to the tailback. And that's Case Hobb, I believe, in the backfield off the bottom of the pile. Jacobson with a nice block and a first down Waukee.
That was a well-executed play for Waukee and a gutsy call on 4th down. And I think Coach was looking at that going, I got not much chances left. And Coach Baker said, we're going to roll the dice and go for it, and he executed.
All right, Miles O'Connor, receiver at the top of the screen if you're watching on CISN. Back to throw Baker, has pressure, fires over the middle, and he overthrew Jacobson. Incomplete, got him climbing the ladder, and the pass incomplete. Check that, it was Miles O'Connor, the intended receiver. Miles a little bit taller than his dad at 6'4", 175. Of course, his dad, Mike O'Connor, the longtime boys basketball. Yeah, we do.
We know that guy.
He's an athletic director over at Johnson when he gave up basketball, but he's not that tall.
No.
Miles is.
We don't want to compare the athleticism right there.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
He's got his mom's athleticism.
Yeah, because Miles really had to climb the ladder right there.
Absolutely.
Capola, he knew he was going to get hit. Capola came up and stuck him as he was coming down.
Final play of the first quarter, 4 seconds remaining, and Baker runs a read option. He'll keep the football, trying to get outside, and he's wrapped up in the backfield, back at the 30-yard line. Loss of 1, and a great job, individual effort by the Maroons to end the first half of play.
Kyle Schumacher made a great open field tackle right there. He stayed home. His assignment as the quarterback on that play, and made a great open field tackle and a good runner.
All right, that's the end of the first quarter here at Valley Stadium in Week 7 of the Iowa High School football season. Dowling 14, Waukee nothing. Back to the second quarter in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Thought of the day with Monsignor Frank Bagnano. The Pew Center of Research in Washington, D.C. does sociological research. Statistically, 86% of the world's population is religious. Most are Buddhists or Hindus, Muslims or Christians. They all have three things in common. They believe in God, they practice some kind of religious ritual, and they believe in life after death, the immortal soul. We do survive bodily death. The human soul does not die. Recent research in Europe and the United States of near-death or out-of-body experiences is mind-boggling. Yes, 86% of the world's population can't be wrong. We are transcendent beings. How I live my life today shapes my soul for all eternity. Yes, physical death is a door, not a wall. And that is today's thought of the day.
Back here at Valley Stadium, second quarter underway. Dowling leading 14-0 over Waukee. Baker back to throw for the Warriors. He's wrapped up in the backfield and finally sacked back there. And was that Bobo that got him?
Yeah, Bobo had a good grip on him, and then Ian Middleton came and finished him up. And a big play there by that defensive front. And you're starting to see more and more of this as the year goes on. Little Ian Middleton sprinkled in on defense. He's had a heck of a first quarter.
So Baker sacked yet again here in the first quarter. I think that's the third sack by the Dowling defense. It'll move the ball back to the 23-yard line. So a loss of 7 will bring up fourth down. And this time the Warriors are going to punt it. 4th and 18 from their own 23-yard line. Baker stays in to punt, gets it away. It's a high kick fielded by Drexler at his own 36. Sam with it, trying to get spin out of a tackle, and he's going to be brought down right at the 37. And that's where Dowling offense will start. 1st and 10 from their own 37 with 11:08 to go here in the second quarter. Dowling leading 14-0 over the Waukee Warriors. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell team sideline report. Jenny Farrell team Remax Concepts, and that is where Taylor Bennett is hanging out. I hope you're not going through your play sheet tomorrow with your Catholic Football League roster there, Taylor. But give us a Dowling update, all right?
I'm always scheming up plays for seven-man flag football for second graders.
Sure you are.
Graders all the time. This just feels like two teams that are going in completely different directions, and I'm waiting right now for Dowling to just hit on that long play action pass here to Roberts or Drexel. I think it's coming.
Yeah, the first quarter was all rushing for the Maroons. Back to throw is Nahas on play action. Now he's going to be sacked. He's thrown down back inside the 30-yard line. Nice job by Vincent Johnston, the 6'3", 230-pound senior, with the sack.
And Taylor had called it right there. They were taking a shot. That was a shot play right there. And they had one-on-one coverage, but they did have a safety over the top. And that was basically max protection, turn the two guys loose. And hopefully Nahas can let it rip. And Nahas didn't have a clear shot, so he ate it, which was a smart play, second in a bunch.
Loss of 6, 2nd and 16 for the Maroons. Dowling going with two receivers on each side of the formation. Dowling going right to left, south to north here on a beautiful night in October. Here's a little swing pass out of the backfield that's caught, and everybody's all right over there. We saw a coach go down last week, and was that Middleton out of the backfield?
Yeah, it was Middleton
with the
out
catch.
of the backfield. So now he's done a little bit of everything. Get a sack. He's got a reception now. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns. That's not a bad night.
5-yard catch for Ian Middleton. As we mentioned, he got involved in that very first series where Waukee was marching and picked up a big hit. Now back to throw Nahas. Has time, looks downfield, fires it out, and the pass is caught right at the 45-yard line, maybe the 46. Nice reception that time by Jeffrey Roberts with his first reception tonight for Dowling.
Yeah, nice catch by Jeffrey, and with a yard to go, and this defense has not been able to stop the Dowling run. I don't think Coach Wilson is hesitating too much here on 4th and 1.
Well, last time it was 4th and, I believe, 4, and they went for it and made it. This time it's 4th and 1, Dowling from their own 46. Pistol formation, 2 receivers right. Now Dowling gets out of their stance. Does a check with me to the sideline, which is right in front of us, the Dowling sideline. And then they're back with 7 on the play clock. Nahas with the long count. Here's a snap, and the give is to Middleton, and he has Well, let's see what here we go, left foot, right foot, and he may be.
I think he's short.
I think he's shy by a half yard.
Yeah, he is. He's short.
This might be what Waukee was looking for. A play like this, they're going to have to unstack everybody.
Yeah, and Dowling's got an offensive lineman down right now, and that's not something you ever want to see. Looks like Josh Miller, senior left guard.
And we haven't. Where is the football mark? Right in front of the head linesman, right in front of us. So
I think they're going to.
Yeah, they're short.
They're short.
They're short. All right, so 9:23 to go, second quarter. Dowling 14, Waukee nothing. The ball is between the 46 and 47-yard line, and that is in Dowling territory. So Waukee will take over with 9:23 to go, but they're intending to Miller. Let's go down to our sideline guy in this Jenny Farrell Team Remax Concept sideline report. Taylor Bennett sitting in for Brian Morris tonight. Taylor?
Yeah, it looked like Miller got rolled up on there a little bit, but he's walking off. He's looking all right now. Big time stuff there for Waukee. I did not think that they had that in them, honestly, based off of everything else that we've seen so far. But a big time push in first time of the game that they've had good tackling on any run play.
Yeah, that was they've done very well. They actually made a first down offensively. Now they stop a Dowling first down defensively. So things may be leveling out here a little bit, Matt, for Waukee. But see if they can take advantage here and score. 1st and 10 Waukee from the Dowling 46. Dowling turns the ball over on downs. Baker back to throw. Looks left, and the pass incomplete. And I think it was poked away by Joel Sanko right as the ball got into the receiver's hands. Little flanker screen to the left.
Yeah, great eyes there, Mark. I think you're right. Joel, the receiver caught the ball for a second. Joel, as he's flying by, pokes it out, and the ball ends up on the ground. One thing about Josh Miller, those linemen all wear those big knee braces anymore that really give them that extra layer of protection when they do get rolled up
Absolutely.
like that.
That really helps. All right, stops the clock with 9:19 to go here in the second quarter. Dowling leading 14-0 over Waukee. The Maroons come in ranked second in the the first RPI, or the second RPI rankings that came out this week. Now Baker, a little misdirection, but he'll keep the football. He's tripped up and brought down at the 44-yard line. He'll gain 2, but it could have went for much longer yardage. And a nice job by the Maroons.
Nice job by the Maroons. That was Kyle Schumacher that got down there low and makes a really good tackle on Baker at his feet and prevented him from getting through there. Outstanding individual play. One score update, Waukee Northwest is up 7-0 at the end of the first quarter over Southeast Polk.
And that game being played at Southeast Polk, Waukee Northwest, the number 1 ranked team and the only undefeated team in Class 5A. All right, here it's 3rd and 8 Waukee from the Dowling 44. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, 1 back in the backfield. Baker on the play action. The ball is tipped and incomplete, and Baker got rid of it. He tried to hit his receiver on a crossing route, but it was tipped and incomplete. And I don't know how close it was to being intercepted, but it was up there. When that ball's in the air a while, the defensive backs get really they pin their ears back.
Their eyes get big. They start to run to the ball. And again, right here, I think you're going to see Waukee go for it, 4th and 8 inside their own territory or in Dowling territory here, and they got a lot of. We might as well take a shot at it.
They have 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Waukee going left to right, north to south, wearing their road white uniforms with purple helmets. Now it's a quick kick by Baker, nobody back but Capola, and it'll roll inside the 10, and Waukee will down it right about the 8 or 9 yard line. So a quick kick out of that formation.
Great call.
So a quick punt. And I've seen that before. This must be a Dyke New Hartford thing that a couple of coaches brought to Central Iowa. One named Tom Wilson. Been here 20-some years. And some guy named Baker, who was his quarterback, sophomore through senior year at Dyke. So you got the coach and the pupil tonight. And I've seen that. I've seen that play.
Too. Yeah.
Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. Quickly to Taylor Bennett. Give us an update.
Love that quick kick, guys.
Did you ever get to do that?
No, I didn't. I
they didn't trust
so bad. If you don't get to do it, then you can always say that you would have been good at it if you would have given the opportunity.
They didn't trust you, Taylor. Was that it? Coach Wilson didn't trust you to kick it.
No trust. No. I don't blame him.
First down, Dowling, handoff Middleton. Maroons on their own 8-yard line with about the 8-minute mark here of the second quarter. Dowling 14-0. And no gain on the play, they're going to say. So Middleton, no gain. And all of a sudden, the Waukee defense is stiffening up here.
Yeah, the defense is playing a little bit better right now. And you can see Evan Mitchell, I'm trying to see who came in for Josh Miller. Josh Miller is out.
Yeah, 55's not in there, so let's use the right guard. But right now, 3 receivers to the right. Middleton in the backfield. They'll hand it off to Middleton. Ian trying to turn the corner. He does. Flips the tackle at the 20, 25. Down the far sideline he goes. And he's finally run out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A pickup of 32 yards and a Dowling first down as he was run out of bounds at the Waukee sideline. Here's a replay on CISN, Matt.
Right, great run there. And you see it was Owen Marr who is in for Josh Miller. He's the one that pulls around. Uh-oh, we might have a flag down. Everybody's walking back the wrong way.
This would be the first penalty of the night. Let's see if we can pick up Dave Rittman here. 72 with the holding call, and that's Evan Mitchell guilty of the hold for Dowling. So that'll wipe off.
I just watched him on replay there. Evan Mitchell he had his guy hooked a little bit, but he was driving him downfield. He drove him 20 yards in reverse. So, I mean, the kid was on skates. And
I can hear a couple offensive line coaches
say,
tell your partner that is not a hold. I can just hear it.
Yeah.
Penalty, nonetheless, moves Dowling back to the 14, so they'll have to recalculate. Second down, and they're going to call it about 5. 2nd and 5 from the 14 for the Maroons. Play action fake. Here's Nahas, fires it out. Caught by Drexler. Sammy slips the tackle, and he's got the first down across the 25 up to the 27-yard line, a gain of 13.
Yeah, and how many times do you say that, Mark? Sammy Drexler slips the tackle. I mean, he makes the first kid miss and gets 5 more yards on his own, and that's what that young man does.
They don't have yards after catch. They don't chart that in high school.
No.
They chart a lot of stuff, but not that. First down Maroons from their own 28-yard line. Dowling leading 14-0. And the Maroons now go to their Grayson Pennington at sophomore tailback. Tries to turn the corner from his own 28-yard line is where the line of scrimmage was. And he gets across the 30 up to the 32-yard line. He picks up 4.
You know, Ian Middleton saying, I don't need a break. But the coaching staff thinks better. And it's get Pennington some runs here in this game as Ian's been on both sides of the ball.
When the weather gets cooler, those two-way players love it because they're not as exhausted as they were back in August and early September when it was really hot. Back to throw Nahas, now wants to run, and he may go down, and he does. Sack in the backfield. Good job by the Waukee defense. That was big number 97, Vincent Johnson with the sack. Believe it or not, he's got the only interception for Waukee this year defensively, and he just got Nahas there.
Yeah, he did. He makes a great play in there as Nahas didn't see what he wanted, and he got a piece of his T-shirt and then ended up pulling him down. Great play by that young man.
So Vincent Johnston with the sack. Bring up 3rd and 10, Dowling from their own 28-yard line. Loss of 4 on the play. Maroons are letting the play clock wind down. Under 8.
They're subbing in. I don't know why the play clock's still running here.
Well, Johnston. Dave Rittman, our referee, has stopped play, so Dowling wouldn't be penalized for a delay of game because they had to wait for the sub. So
they'll run it back to 25.
And they reset the play clock to 40. Okay, here we go. Back to throw on 3rd and 10. Nahas has time. Looks left, throws left. Caught by Drexler. He's got the first down and more up to midfield, and there may be a face mask, and there is at the bottom of that pile. Yeah. Sammy was driven down. 1st and 10 Maroons at midfield, and add 15 more.
Well, we're going to have offsetting penalties because there was a flag thrown right in the middle of the offensive line.
So, there is. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It came out right away, and we'll see on the replay here. You can see the official throw his flag, and I don't know if it's a hands to the face or what there, but there was no one within 10 yards of Drexler when he caught that football, and he took off, and there's face mask at the end.
Well, the 22-yard catch by Sam Drexler will come back, and
is that offsetting?
It goes back to the original line of scrimmage, which is the 28-yard line. So it'll bring up 3rd and 10, Dowling from offsetting penalties. One of the veteran officials and crew, Dave Rittman. And I'm going to switch a football out here. So we've got 3rd and 10 coming up. Maroons will send one receiver to the right, that being Quinn Schmalbach, number 7, top of your screen. Dowling going right to left in their home maroon uniforms with white pants. Drexler in motion, and Nahas now with the snap. On play action, back to throw. Wants to run, now fires it downfield. He's got a man wide open, caught by Roberts. Jeffrey's on the move inside the 30, and he's run out of bounds at the Waukee 28-yard line, and a penalty flag down, and that may be another penalty. They actually spot him out of bounds at the 32, and let's see what this is about.
Probably going to be a face mask at the end of this, and what a play. And Joey Nahas did a great job in the pocket of buying himself some more time, flicks it out there, and Roberts wide open, and he made things happen. Yeah, we got a face mask.
He ran past Jaden Jeter defensively. You're right, Matt. Face mask against the defense. And they'll tack on some more, so they go from the Waukee 32. And what we're going to do here, move it down to...
They got to move it farther. That's only a 5-yard penalty. Right?
27, depends on where they spotted it from, but 27-yard line is where Dowling will have it. First down, Maroons. 5.5 minutes to go, second quarter, and the handoff to Grayson Pennington, and he goes right up the gut from the Waukee 27 down to the 25, gain of 2.
Nice run inside for Pennington as that offensive line. The yards are getting a little harder to come by up the middle, and but you're starting to see Nahas start to take over this ball game now without Ian Middleton, and it falls on his shoulders a little bit more to run this thing.
That pass reception by Roberts, good for 40, and they tacked on 5 more due to the penalty. And now handoff Pennington, left side. Gets outside the numbers. He's driven down or out of bounds right up the 21 or 2-yard line. And all that running gains 3.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays that young man's going to see on tape this weekend. And he's going to say, the coach is going to coach him, run behind your blockers. He ran past them out to the edge instead of staying on the hash and staying with them.
All right, here's the lateral pass caught by Drexler. Sammy out to the numbers, and he stood up short of the first down.
Well, that's going to be close.
And they stopped the clock.
This guy over here is waving him forward, so I think it's going to be enough for a first down.
At the 17 of Waukee. So nice little lateral pass by Nahas to his right, caught by Drexler. You know what? Sammy had receivers that were blocking for him.
And he did.
Tom talks about that. Coach Wilson talks about that in the postgame. The receivers over there, whether it's Roberts or whoever, Jimmy Nahas, they are blocking for one another.
They do a great job of blocking out there, and that's part of the pride of that's the teamwork. You do it for each other because you know your brother's going to do it for you when it's that time.
So Maroons with the first down at the Waukee 17. Now a quick pass to Drexler, in and out of his hands, incomplete. Good defense that time by the Warriors, and that was Cale Meisner on coverage for Waukee.
Yeah, it was probably okay that he dropped that one because he was going to get hit right away as the defense was coming up on it. So 2nd and 10 here.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Fast Signs in Clive, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and the Catholic Tuition Organization. Taylor Bennett is on the sideline. We'll go down to him when we get a moment, as he will also catch up with Coach Wilson at halftime. Dowling with a 2nd and 10 from the Waukee 17. Here's the snap out of the shotgun. Back to throw Nahas. Throws in the end zone. He overthrew everybody. Incomplete. And Jeffrey Roberts with the intended receiver, but well covered that time by the Warrior defense, led by Tavion White, number 1, and Jamal Richardson-Williams.
Yeah, you know, they looked like they were a little miscommunication right there as Joey was throwing it to his spot, and Jeffrey broke it off a little bit, but nothing hurt there as the ball goes out of bounds.
He's bringing an extra tight end, and that's Leighton Oldfield, number 32. Now Dowling with 2 receivers to the left. Pistol formation in the backfield. And here's the handoff, and that is Middleton back in, and he crashes down inside the 15, down to the 12, a gain of 5.
Yeah, 3rd and 10, and you run the ball inside with Ian Middleton, and here comes the field goal unit.
So the Maroons will, with the clock running, under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Dowling 14, Waukee nothing. Tonight we simulcast with our friends at CISN. We want to thank our director, Rachel Hawley, Caleb Neese and Sammy Nord on the sideline with Taylor tonight. So thanks to their help along with Pete Tarpey. Now Dowling will attempt a 29-yard field goal from the right hash by Kuhn. Ball is down. Kick is high enough. It is long enough, and it is no good off to the right. So that's the second missed field goal of the year for Ryan Kuhn, and Waukee will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. So Maroons come up empty on that drive. It started back on their own 8-yard line. Maroons had the ball for almost 5 minutes, but Taylor Bennett, nothing to show for it as we go down to you in our Jenny Farrell sideline report.
No, Waukee's stiffening up big time here. Dowling's running game has had a much tougher time getting off the ball. Josh Miller doesn't appear that he's going to be coming back anytime soon for this game. But I really like that third down throw when we're at midfield there from Nahas. I feel like that's a throw that he doesn't make last year, just the patience in the pocket and being able to get into his third guy there over the middle. I thought that was pretty sweet.
All right, first down Waukee, and quarterback Beckett Baker keeps the football, and he runs over the quarterback keeper to the left side, gets outside the left end, and gets across the 25 near the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Gain of 8.
He showed his speed right there, and Schumacher was the one that come up again and made the tackle from his safety position.
2nd and 2, Waukee. Baker looks left, throws left, pass is caught and run out of bounds. First down, though, for the Warriors on a nice catch over there by, I believe,
number 0.
Is it 0?
Yeah, Xavier Gutierrez.
That's Gutierrez.
Against number 0, Jordan Watson. So
this is what the third year they've allowed number 0 to be used as a number in high school. You were coaching, you couldn't use it for many years.
We don't need to buy that many jerseys.
That's right. Hand off to the tailback, and that's Case Hobb, and he stays in bounds across the 35 up to the 36-yard line for Case Hobb. Gain of 5.
Defense did a good job of stringing that thing out and let the linebackers rally to the football, as this defense is tough to run the ball on.
Gain of 4. They'll mark him down at the 35. 3 receivers right. 2nd and 6 Waukee from their own 35. Back to throw Baker. Now he wants to run and keeps the football, and he's up near a first down. He's going to be shy of it as he stopped right at the 40, needed to get to the 41. Will bring up 3rd and short.
Miles Elcock chases him down from behind and was able to get him. Again, that looks like a quarterback draw design run play for him, and Elcock did a really good job of staying home. Nice gain for Baker, but still short of the first down.
All right, 3rd and 1 Waukee, as Baker will move both his tight ends to the left. Now they have a bunch formation to the left, and the give is to Hobb, and Case Hobb goes across the 30 or across the 40 and up to the 43-yard line. He's got enough for the first down. That's their power move right there.
He does, and Jackson Miller comes up and makes a play there, gets a tackle, but not before Hobbs is able to get through that line of scrimmage and get the first down.
1st and 10 Waukee. Minute 45 to go in the first half. Warriors with 2 timeouts remaining, Dowling with 3. Maroons lead it 14-0 over Waukee. Here's Baker back to throw, fires it out, and the pass is incomplete, and penalty flag down in the backfield and in the secondary.
Yeah.
We may have offsetting penalties, potentially.
Going to say Jackson Miller was there a little bit early. That was a bang-bang play over the middle, but there's also going to be a hold inside, it looks like. So it should be offsetting.
The officials will get together. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bozen the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic, and Construction Professionals. And Dave Rittman, our official, will tell us what happened.
Holding on the offense, number 74. Pass interference on the defense, number 21.
So holding on Ian Hughes of Waukee, and pass interference on Jeremiah Robertson for Dowling Catholic. Penalties offset, and we'll redo it again. 1st and 10 Waukee from their own 44-yard line, they'll call it.
One score update. Waukee Northwest is now up 17-0 over Southeast Polk in the second quarter.
Here it's Dowling 14-0 over Waukee. All right, handoff goes to Case Hobb. Tries to turn the corner as the play went right, and he was hit and dropped right at the 45 for a gain of 1.
Nice little run there on first down as they try to explore the right side of that offensive line. And, again, the defense rallies. Timeout called by Waukee.
All right, we'll take it with them. Minute 26 to go here in the second quarter. It's Dowling 14, Waukee nothing here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Week 7 of the high school football season. We'll return in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
In our culture, religion is often considered a mere matter of personal taste. Just as some prefer vanilla and others chocolate, you have your religion and I have mine. But Jesus Christ did not claim to be just another prophet or spiritual teacher. He claimed to be truth itself, as when he said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me." Upon hearing Jesus' truth claims, Pilate scoffed, "What is truth?" sounding very much like a skeptic from our own day. But every person, ancient or modern, must confront Jesus' claims to be the Messiah, the Son of God, whose blood atones for our sins, who dies and rises again, and will return as King and Judge of the world. Such claims have only two possible responses, true or false. For if you claim to be God and the Savior of the world, you either are or you aren't. As C.S. Lewis wrote, Jesus could have either been a lunatic, a liar, or the Lord. But the one thing he could not have been was a mere good moral teacher, as so many say. But if Jesus is truly the Lord, then he is the Lord of all, and that's not a matter of personal taste. This is Greg Ewell for Faith Check.
All right, out of the timeout, we resume action. Waukee a completed pass, and now Baker keeps the football on 3rd and 1, and he's got the first down. He turns the corner on a quarterback keeper around the left end.
Yeah, they're starting to get a little momentum here, and they're going this hurry-up offense and have moved the chains now a couple times. Let's see what Baker can create here.
Baker a gain of 1, and a first down Waukee at the Dowling 46. 51 seconds remaining. A little swing pass to hit and dropped his Case Hobb. He tried to turn the corner, and he got a load of Ian Middleton, and then he got a second load of Joel Sanko.
Yeah,
wow.
That's not a combination you want to run into right there. And again, they have Ian Middleton. He wasn't, he got a series off there on offense, and now he's back in here on defense when it's passing situations.
All right, timeout on the field. The Waukee Warriors use their final timeout of the first half. Dowling leading 14-0. Maroons with a pair of touchdowns from Ian Middleton, both from 3 yards out. Extra point good by Ryan Kuhn. And with 40 seconds remaining, Waukee burns their final timeout. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell team sideline report with Taylor Bennon filling in tonight for Brian Morris, who's off marrying his daughter in California this weekend out there.
Probably a good reason.
And it is. So, Taylor, come on in.
Yeah, guys, I mean, the Ian Middleton never disappoint. And I think just the overall tackling from Dowling tonight has been superb, even though it feels like the gas has been let up maybe a little bit on offense. I think defense has just stayed tight the whole game so far.
Hey, Taylor, do we know who took Josh Miller's place at left guard when
they shifted? We shifted around a little bit on the line, and Owen Marr's been playing center now.
And Krause goes back to guard.
Cade Krause has moved over, and Owen Marr's been at center.
Well, as we were speaking, here is Bobo with the sack back inside the Waukee 45. They're going to spot it back at the 42. Wow, man.
Wow, that's a wow play by Ryan Bobo as they try to roll Baker out in this hurry-up mode, and Bobo came in, and that's a big loss.
Yeah, it's a loss of about 13 yards with Bobo's sack, and now they get it out to Hobb, and he carries the football and still on his feet. Case Hobb, and he finally turns the corner, gets back across the
Dowling has the ball.
And he lost the football as he was tackled. We're going to have the replay on that, I believe.
Yeah.
With 7 seconds remaining in the first half, Waukee turns the football over, and Dowling will have it at their own 46.
It's a great play call. They ran a little screen, and you'll see the screen play run here as we're watching it on CISN, and then he runs out, and they hit right at the end. And again, Ian Middleton, who popped the ball out. Ian Middleton.
Ian forces the fumble, and Dowling with the ball, and I know Taylor Bennett will be getting in position to talk with head coach Tom Wilson as the Maroons have 7 seconds of offense left here after forcing the turnover.
You got 2 receivers that can get down the field. Your mind says take a knee, but you say, I got 2 guys that can run this shot play.
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
All right, the Maroons will send out 2 receivers each side of the formation. Play action fake. Nahas fires the ball downfield. It's caught out of bounds. It's Drexler with 2 seconds remaining at the Waukee 44-yard line. And I'm not sure if they give him the first down. It makes no difference.
No.
Down and distance isn't the problem. It's a first down Dowling at the 44 of Waukee.
So now you've created a situation where you got some yardage. Now Nejas might be able to reach the end zone.
And Dowling's going to use a timeout here. We'll keep it here with 2 seconds remaining in the first half. Dowling leading 14-0. And I want to mention our crew tonight, Mark Amadale, alongside Matt Maynard, who's back from his journey into South Dakota last weekend.
Yeah.
We got Taylor Bennett off the CFL Catholic Football League field a day early. So he's ready tonight as Brian Morris heads to California to get his daughter Kelly married. And then in our studio at Iowa Catholic Radio, our thanks to Roman Wilkin, who is our studio producer, and Eli Bonner helping him out. Our director here from CISN is Rachel Hawley. Samantha Nord on the sideline with Taylor Bennett running that camera. And up here, Caleb Neese running the camera for CISN up here in the press box to our left. So that's the crew tonight here at Valley Stadium. Dowling out of the timeout. Let's see. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left, no tight end, and back to throw is Nejas. He's going to launch it into the end zone, fires it downfield, looking for somebody, and it's incomplete. Tipped out of bounds as Jeffrey Roberts was the intended receiver and tipped out of bounds by Waukee. So the half ends with Dowling leading 14-0. And I don't think, Taylor, I told Coach Wilson you were going to be on the sideline, so just keep that in mind. Surprising. Go up to him and say, hey, I'm here to come back and help you. So take it away, Taylor Bennett.
Hey, Coach. Hey, great first half. Started off super hot. Feels like a desperate Waukee team coming in here. They fought back big time in the second quarter.
They did. We didn't help ourselves any by not finishing drives, missing the field goal. We get the ball in the beginning of the second half, so we got to do something with it then.
Awesome. What are we going to do in the second half to score some more points here?
Well, we just got to get a tempo going, and we haven't had that yet, and we got to keep playing great defense.
Excellent. Thanks, Coach.
All right, Taylor Bennett with head coach Tom Wilson at halftime as the Maroons lead at 14-0. Yeah, there were some missed opportunities there, but I'll tell you what, Matt, the Dowling defense outstanding. Even when they turned the ball over and gave Waukee the ball in Dowling territory, that didn't turn out to be anything. They are playing lights out.
Yeah, they're playing lights out. And that front, when you take that front and the linebackers running behind them like that, they are just a force to be reckoned with.
They certainly are. Well, we're going to take a 2-minute break, Rachel and Roman back at the Iowa Catholic Radio Studios. So our network stations, 2-minute break. We are at halftime. Dowling leading Waukee 14-0. The Waukee Warriors with a record of 2-4. Dowling's record is 5-1. Maroons ranked second in the latest RPI rankings that have come out. They'll use those rankings to seed teams for the playoffs that start in 3 weeks. And we'll return in 2 minutes to the Valley Stadium in West Des Moines on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Health powers life. From the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted, at Mercy One, their caring doctors focus on just that, so you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Iowa Catholic Radio is 105.5 KIHS, Perry, Des Moines, 89.3 KDVM, Mason City, and 89.9 KCSL, Spencer, Spirit Lake, or anywhere on the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Many scoff at the church's precepts and rules and can't fathom how a relationship with the church could affect a relationship with Christ. Let us remember that the high priests of Israel, due to their office, could inquire of the Lord, and recall Caiaphas' prophecy about Jesus' mission, which John 11 states was not said of his own accord, but in virtue of his being high priest that year. Our Lord upheld the legitimacy of the teaching office when he said in Matthew 23, "The scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat, so practice and observe whatever they tell you," though he quickly warned not to follow their bad example. Jesus commissioned his apostles to be the leaders of his church. He told them, "As the Father sent me, so I send you. And he who hears you hears me, and he who rejects you rejects me." The popes and bishops of the Catholic Church succeed the apostles in their teaching office, and it is they who over the centuries have passed on the faith to us through the creeds, church councils, even Scripture itself. We are called to accept the Church's teachings with joy, knowing that the Church is a good mother who desires our eternal happiness. And after all, who could reject his own mother? This is Greg Ewell for Faith Check.
All right, welcome back. We are at halftime here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines in week number 7 of the Iowa High School football season on this beautiful October 10th, 2025. Temperature in the upper 70s today, cooling off in probably the 60s here by the time we get out, but beautiful fall day. Weather's been great, and Matt Mander, we've had a pretty good night for high school football. Oh, they're going to put us on the tube now, so now we got to look into the goal.
Yeah, now we got
to look in the camera, but what a night it was, and 14-0 Dowling at halftime.
It is, and I feel better than I sound. We'll battle through this. I don't know if I look better than I sound, but as long as my wife thinks so, I'm in good shape.
That's what happens when you're on the PA too much
that's right.
at school.
This looks like the makings of a championship team, and you say that because you got this defense that is so sound, so solid, and doesn't give up that big play, and just an offense that can be methodical and hit you in many different ways. And and you really want a ball control offense. It doesn't give the other team as many touches, and even that series where they went 90 yards and they missed a field goal, it chewed up 5-6 minutes of clock. So that's what you want to do.
Dowling leads it at halftime by the score of 14-0. A pair of Ian Middleton touchdowns for Dowling in the first half, both from 3 yards out. Let's take a look at the first half statistics. We appreciate Jarrett Seifert, one of the Dowling coaches, who provides those to us. The Maroons with 13 first downs in the first half, 12 for Waukee. Dowling rushed the ball 19 times for 100 yards. The Warriors, 15 rushes for 19 yards. Dowling averaging 5.5 yards a rush. Quarterback Joey Nahas, 8 out of 11 passing, no interceptions for 94 yards and no touchdowns in the first half. Quarterback Beckett Baker for Waukee, 4 out of 10 passing, no interceptions for 16 yards in the first half. So the Maroons, for total yards in the first half, 194 yards for Waukee, 35 yards on just 28 plays. The Maroons were 4 of 8 in third down conversions, as was Waukee, and the Warriors had the only turnover in the first half. And now let's take a look at some other statistics as we get some of the individual statistics. Joey Nahas, 8 of 11 passing, no interceptions, and for 94 yards and no touchdowns in the first half. Jeffrey Roberts, 2 catches for 50 yards. Sam Drexler, 5 catches for 39 yards, and Ian Middleton, 1 catch for 5 yards, leading the Dowling receivers. On the ground, Ian Middleton, 14 carries, 102 yards in the first half. Joey Nahas, 1 carry for 10 yards, and Grayson Pennington, 3 carries for 10 yards. And the leading tacklers for the Maroons, Ryan Bobo, along with Jackson Miller and Jordan Watson, 3 tackles each. Kyle Schumacher with 2. As that is a look at our first half statistics. I gave another page here. Oh.
Yeah, you got the individuals.
Individual stuff, all right. And we mentioned Bobo, Miller, and Watson with 3 tackles, Schumacher with 2 tackles, and Middleton, Robertson, Hagan, all with 1 tackle each. And that's a look at our first half statistics. And, Matt, I know you're kind of looking the scoreboard around.
Yeah, the scoreboard, and again, Waukee Northwest leaves Southeast Polk 17-0 at the half. Valley's up on Sioux City North 28-0 in the second quarter. Centennial's leaving Indianola 14-8 in the second quarter. And Dallas Center Grimes is up 10-3 on Marshalltown at the half.
Okay. Well, our sideline reporter tonight is Taylor Bennett. He's filling in for Brian Morris. And let's go down to our Jenny Farrell sideline report. And Taylor, who do you have? We have the class of 2015, the state champion class on the field tonight. At least they're supposed to be around. You caught up with anybody yet?
I got a few strapping young men here. I got Colby Gaines, Vinny Scavo, and Nico Scigliano. 3 studs, 3 champions. I got Colby's on the headset here first, guys.
Colby.
Hey, Mark, how you doing? I know you're used to me being up there with you on these days, but it's nice to kind of get a little love on this end. It's been 10 years. It's wild to even think about. 2015.
I remember calling your name, Kobe, a few times.
I know. You called my name a couple times. I got some key blocks and some stuff. So
absolutely.
It's awesome to be back here. I mean, the Dowling community is so just loving and appreciative of everything we've done. I mean, it felt so common because we won 7 years straight. 4 years straight after we won 3. It was awesome. But I'm so appreciative. I love this community. I come back here, and even though I live in Ankeny, I've always shown the West Side so much love because they brought us so much, just so much love and appreciative for all the stuff that we've done. And it's great to be back. So I'm blessed.
You wore number 34, and you wore it well, Kobe. I remember that. And there's some fans up here of yours you might know from the media side.
I know from the media side.
Caleb Neese, along with Sam Nord and Rachel Hawley, they perked up when they saw you. So
I'm going to let them run and go do their thing here for halftime. Come back.
They're getting introduced. That's right. Yeah, they're going to take a picture, Taylor, and make sure they're involved. So we'll get back to them. Again, we're at halftime. Dowling leading 14-0. Over Waukee, and that's Taylor Bennett catching up with the there's about 15, 20 of them out there, Matt.
Pretty good group of them there.
Yeah, of the state championship group. They won it in 2015, so actually graduates of 2016, and now they're watching, I think, a video montage.
This was my first year here at Dowling. I came in the fall of 15, so this was the group that I got to watch first.
Okay.
Go on and win a championship, and I remember sitting in the crowd because I wasn't on the radio that year, and it was just awesome to watch. What a great group of kids, and the energy and just the tradition that had started that year.
And we just saw the latest Dowling inductee of the Hall of Fame, Earl Holst, down there taking pictures. Why not? He rode with us to Cedar Rapids. Probably said 2 words the whole way there, but Earl, those guys remember him and shaking his hand, and a nice little video montage on the video board as everybody's watching. Taylor Bennett, don't go away. I know you're. Who else did you have down there?
We had Vinny Scavo and Nico Scigliano. I told him to come back here when they're done.
All right. Well, that would be Dr. Nico Scigliano. You know that, don't you?
I didn't know that. Yikes.
That's a doctor now.
All right.
They're doing very well. And this is quite the tribute.
Yeah, it is.
They got everything. I'm looking for 34 up there on the big board, Taylor. Hopefully that'll happen. We'll see 34 as Kobe Gaines. There's Coach Wilson without all the gray hair, I guess.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
Well, this is on YouTube afterwards. The young ladies here will put it up on YouTube. Okay, other games tonight. We had Matt. You had the report from number 1 Waukee Northwest and Southeast Polk. Sioux City East at Johnson. That's number 5 versus number 3. 4th ranked Valley at Sioux City North. Iowa City Liberty ranked 5th at Pleasant Valley. It was some of the games going on. And, of course, don't forget next week, the Battle of Waukee. It's Waukee at Waukee Northwest, and that'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff at Waukee Northwest High School as we look to week number 8. Dowling will be right here taking on Ankeny Centennial. So
big games down the stretch.
They are.
Yeah.
And there'll be senior night for Dowling next week, Matt, and that's always you have all the seniors, and I think, if I remember right, I have 32 seniors along with the support help, the managers, some of the cheerleaders, and their parents will be introduced at halftime next week.
Yeah, and it's a culmination of all the work that they've done, and even as the parents, they do so much throughout the year of getting the kids the food they need and all those little extras behind the scenes that happen. And it's a great night to have everybody come together.
It is, and of course we'll be talking pancakes at halftime.
Oh, yeah.
Bonnie Bronson is our scheduled guest, and hopefully that'll work out.
We're making a big push because everybody wants to have an extra day on spring break.
Absolutely.
But more importantly, it's the why, and we want people to go. We want people to have that sense of being a part of that Dowling Catholic community, and that's what that pancake breakfast is all about.
Once again, we're at halftime as we're enjoying the video montage, if you will. Now they're in the Unidome as they show a play where Dowling beat Cedar Rapids Kennedy in the championship game. That's the Kennedy Cougars, and there's the end of the game. The Maroons went 13-0 in 2015, and we're state champs. So we're awaiting Taylor to get – I think the group had their pictures taken, so Taylor, feel free to walk right out there and just interrupt that whole thing.
They're just watching themselves on the video.
We're on a time frame here,
Earl wants one more picture.
Earl probably does want another picture, and you just go right in. Here they go. They're going to come back. All right. We'll go back down to Taylor Bennett with our Jenny Farrell team sideline. Now they want another picture. They do.
Oh, yeah. Earl's running the show down there.
Well, he wants them looking up at the press box,
yeah,
right?
I know it. Let's get Earl on the camera.
That's right. Well, I appreciate those scores, man. We want to mention our supporters in Iowa Catholic Radio. They include Ashworth Vision Clinic, along with Construction Professionals, Bose and the Florist, Skeffton's Formal Wear, Fast Signs and Clive, along with the Catholic Tuition Organization. Our thanks to Iowa Wealth Management. We've been in the red zone twice tonight. I want to thank Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth. Learn more at iowawealth.com. And, of course, I think we're about safe to go down to our Jenny Farrell team Remax Concepts sideline report. Let's go down the field here at halftime. Dowling leading 14-0. Taylor Bennett, who do you have?
Here we go. I got Vinny Scavo on here, guys. Take it away.
How we doing, guys?
Well, doing well. Vinny, how are you?
I'm fantastic. It's good to come back to this community. Not that I really walked away, but it's a lifelong thing when you be part of the school and be a part of the community here. And it's great to see everyone come out, especially from 10 years ago. Starting to feel a little old from that.
What'd you think of the video they did for you guys?
Same thing as everyone else. We're all talking. There are things we don't remember, and we're going, oh, my, that happened? But it's cool to have all those memories pop back up and actually just relive that moment for a second, because it's always a special time in your life. Doesn't matter where you are, what you do, you always got brothers right side.
Absolutely. Who was your position coach at Dowling back in 2015?
I had Jim Williams. I played offensive line. I was a center. So, God rest the man's soul, but he was an awesome man and took care of business for us, always treated us great, and taught us a lot of life lessons.
Absolutely. And he and Andy Pollock, I know, made you guys better and, undefeated. That had to be you doesn't see that happen in 4A and 5A very often.
No, I think it's still something it's something cool to do. Even if you don't win a state title, if you just go undefeated through the season, it's such an extreme task. Just as a team or individual, just to be a part of that.
All right. Well, who was the most surprised when you got here 10 years later? Who's changed the most of that group of yours?
Honestly, Zach Ross played offensive line at Iowa State.
Yeah.
He walked in here, and I looked at him twice, and I was like, that's not an offensive lineman anymore, because he's in such great shape. I was amazed.
Yep. He still got the beard?
Oh, still got the beard, but he's walking around at probably about 220 at 6'4", and I was like,
wow.
Last time I saw you were Iowa State in 315.
Yeah.
So that was a shock.
That was. All right. Well, Mr. Scavo, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on coming back, and that was a great tribute to your class, 2015.
I appreciate it. You guys have a great night.
You as well. That's great. Thank you, Taylor, for that. I know Taylor's got to get the headphones off, and he may grab somebody else. He'll talk somebody else into coming on. Oh, is this Doc? He's going to get the doctor on?
Yeah.
Dr. Skiggs, take it away, Taylor.
We lost Dr. Skiggs, but we got Kurt Walling here.
Okay.
Oh, the quarterback.
It's a quarterback fraternity down here right now.
Yeah, that's dangerous, too. They're going to start calling all pass plays. The running backs might as well just go home. But Kurt Walding, welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
You're doing well. Congratulations. What did you think of that video montage of your class?
Oh, that was awesome. That was a trip down memory lane, so it's good to see.
What a year. You and J.T. Brown were the co-quarterbacks, and then J.T. unfortunately goes down with an injury in the semifinals, and you take the reins and take them right into the championship game, and you defeat Cedar Rapids Kennedy, which we saw on the video board, Kurt. Yeah, that was a tremendous night, wasn't it, up there in the Dome?
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. Obviously, we had a great team, and got the three-peat done for the first time, I think, in history, so the guys after us kept the torch going, got 7, so that's awesome.
Kurt, going back and looking on that journey, what's one thing that stood out? One moment for you that stood out?
I think one moment that stood out for me was just I played at the FBS level, junior college, and FCS level, and I just think that brotherhood that we had at Dowling, especially our senior year, was just unmatched. So that's the most fun I've ever had playing football by far, and that's something I always look back on and just think about how awesome that was.
Well, what a year you had that year, throwing for 12 touchdowns, a couple interceptions, but leading the team to the state championship and knocking off Kennedy. You remember that night up in Cedar Falls?
Oh, yeah, I'll never forget it.
That is awesome. Well, you've had quite a career. You went to junior college, and you were good enough to make it to, was it Arizona State that you ended up finishing at?
Yeah, Arizona State.
That's awesome. Well, Kurt, welcome back. Thanks for being on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN on our live stream, and have fun this weekend.
Will do. I appreciate you guys having us out here, and, yeah, it's just a great opportunity to be back, so I appreciate it, and let's get a win tonight.
All right, that's Kurt Walding on the sidelines with Taylor Bennett. We're going to take a break as the teams are back on the field for their mandatory warm-ups, and we'll take a 1-minute break here. Dowling leading at halftime, 14-0 over with the Waukee Warriors alongside Matt Maindring. I'm Mark Hamadale. That was Taylor Bennett with our Jenny Farrell team sideline report. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOIowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Waukee will kick off to start the second half and defend the north end zone. The Warriors in their visiting white uniforms with purple helmets. Dowling in their home maroon uniforms with white numbers, white helmets, and white pants. Dowling going right to left, south to north, as Sammy Drexler and Jeffrey Roberts set to return for the Maroons as we get underway. Low-scoring first half, 14-0 Dowling. Pair of 3-yard touchdown runs by Ian Middleton. And here's the kickoff and fielded by the Maroons, and that is that Roberts with it?
Yep.
Jeffrey turned the corner, got across the 30, and finally brought down at the 33-yard line. Good start for the Maroons on offense here, Matt.
Yeah, and I think you're going to, Coach Wilson, when he went into halftime, talked about this first drive, and I think as far as the rest of the night goes, he is focused on this drive and wanting to pound that ball down and put another 7 points on the board.
Yeah, the Maroons, as you mentioned, right before the half, went on that long drive, started at their own 8-yard line, got inside the 15-yard line of Waukee, and it fizzled out. And Dowling with the first down at their own 34-yard line, underway here in the third quarter. Handoff Middleton. Who else? That's how the game started, with a bunch of Ian Middleton left and right, and this time they run left right over Carter Barrett and Josh Miller, who is not in the lineup, as Cade Krause now at left guard and Owen Marr at center.
And Ian Middleton picked up where he left off. You were talking about a 5-yard average, and what did he get on first down? About 5 or 6 yards. So that's what this offensive line can do.
Gain of 6 will be 2nd and 4 for the Maroons, and the handoff goes to Middleton and waits for his hole to open, almost bursts through. He's across midfield and finally tackled from behind by the Warriors, and spot him down at the 48 of Waukee.
And you talk about the offensive line. That run was a lot of Ian Middleton. That offensive line makes a little crease for him. He dances, finds a hole, runs through a couple tacklers, and picks up a first down.
Maroons going a little bit of tempo, and they keep it on the ground, and finally brought down is Middleton at the 46, gain of 2.
And, Coach Wilson talked about that going into the half, too, about tempo. And this offense, and it's one of those things you practice all the time, and you go, God, we get in that rhythm in practice, and you want to do that on the field as well. And so you can see the play calling here going a little quicker.
Right back to throw is Joey Nahas. Fires the ball downfield looking for Roberts, and it is incomplete. Ball and receiver met at the 10-yard line, but Jeffrey couldn't haul it in as he had to come back for it just a bit. Stops the clock with 10:36 remaining third quarter, and Dowling leading 14-0. Brings up 3rd and 8 for the Maroons.
That's going to be 3rd and a little bit more. There's a flag.
Oh, I see it right there at the 48-yard line, which is the line of scrimmage, and Dowling walking backwards. So this will come with the penalty.
And that play was just a go play there for Jeffrey Roberts as he takes off down the field and just saying, I'm faster than anybody, and run by him. And the ball was tailed inside a little bit for Jeffrey to come back to, but it wouldn't have mattered. The holding call. Reload on 2nd and long.
Maroons with one back in the backfield, and that is Ian Middleton. He goes in motion, Two receivers left, two to the right, and now Nejas has the ball knocked out of his hands, and it's a loose football. And still loose, and Waukee will come right on top of it on the 50-yard line.
And that's a weird play. His arm's going forward. The thing is, Joey got his helmet ripped off.
Well, he did, and now Dave Rittman and George Harwood, the umpire, will visit, and let's see if we can pick it up here. Pass is incomplete, so they ruled a forward pass. And that'll
we'll get a watch it here on the replay. I'm just surprised he didn't call a face mask. And his arm was going forward. That's the right call.
Warriors recover, but it's going to be an incomplete pass. So that'll stop the clock with 10:26 to go third quarter.
Now, Nejas needs to come out because he lost his helmet, I believe. So that brings Ethan LaCava into the football game.
So third down and 18 from the 44-yard line. LaCava comes in for a play, hands it off to Middleton. Ian blasts up the middle across midfield, and he's up to the original line of scrimmage.
He just ran over two kids.
He ran through them, I think.
Yeah,
he
did.
Down to the 47 of Waukee.
I'm not going to be denied. And 4th and 9, and bringing in, and here goes the punt team. And you kind of knew they were going to hand it off with LaCava coming in, not having any time to get warmed up, and shuts down that drive.
So Dowling will go into punt mode, and Henry Smid coming in, gets it away from his own 40-yard line, high end over end kick, bounces at the 20 and takes a Waukee bounce. Runs down it right at the 29-yard line. That's where the Warriors will start, 1st and 10 from their own 29 with 9:46 to go in the third quarter. Dowling leading 14-0. We'll go back down to our Jenny Farrell sideline report. And that's with Taylor Bennett, Jenny Farrell team, Remax Concepts. And Taylor, the interviews are over. Now it's back to the game.
Back to the game here, and not the start that Dowling really wanted right there. I don't think Coach Wilson's going to be pleased. The penalties just continue to ruin these drives for the Maroons. They keep getting in these 2nd and 15, third and longs every time. After those first two drives, it's been either a chunk loss or a penalty that's kicked them back every possession.
Yeah, they're drive killers, no question, but you got to take care of business, and now a timeout called by Waukee. So we'll take it with them. 9:46 to go here in the third quarter. Dowling 14, Waukee Warriors nothing. Alongside Matt Mainring, I'm Mark Hamadale, Taylor Bennett on the Dowling sideline. Back with more on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio.
60 Seconds with Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen.
It must be understood at the beginning that the Eucharist may be considered either from the point of view of a sacrament or from the point of view of a sacrifice. In order to understand this distinction, because it is rather a technical one, we go back to the analogy of nature. Every day of your life, you partake of certain food. The products of wheat, vegetables, fish, meat. They all enter into the sustenance of your life. They nourish you, they feed you. But have you ever thought of this other side? Before they can ever nourish you, they must be submitted to some kind of sacrifice. Before they can be the sacrament of your physical life, they must die or be sacrificed.
The people you know and trust are on EWTN.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines out of the timeout called by Waukee. Warriors have 2 timeouts remaining here in the second half. They just run a play. It brings up 2nd and 11, Waukee back on their own 27-yard line. And here's Baker with it. Wanted to run the option, but kept the football, tucked it underneath, followed his center, and he's finally stood up at the 30-yard line, so he'll gain 3. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Trying to see who came in there, and I believe that was Carlos Blount came in there and makes the hit on Baker as he tried to escape up the middle. And they've run that quarterback draw look a number of times as that rush, you're trying to find ways to slow that rush down, and it's a screen play, it's a quarterback draw, it's that wide receiver screen. They're trying all those things because they can't get time to throw the deep ball.
All right, 3rd and 8 for Waukee. 8.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Game clock continues to run. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Back to throw. Now blitz is on, and now Baker may go down, and he does. Back at the 22-yard line. And everything broke down. That was a coverage sack.
Yeah.
And so the the cornerback and safeties are a big part of that, sort of the linebackers, but the front four got him.
Bobo was through there again in a hurry, and they brought an edge blitz. It was Joel Sanko coming off the wide side of the field, and he's back there, and the defender's trying to figure out who to block, and Bobo gets through and wraps him up, and a big loss for the Warriors.
Yeah, loss of 8. We'll bring up 4th and 16, as Beckett Baker, the quarterback, is also the punter, and a low line drive kick. And Drexler will pick it up at his own 37, trying to get outside, and he's going to be stacked up and dropped there. So it'll be 1st and 10 Dowling from their own 37-yard line is where the Dowling offense will take over for the second time here in the third quarter. Last time the Maroons took over on their own 34 and ended up having to punt it after all those penalties. And let's go down to our Jenny Farrell sideline team, and that is tonight. Taylor Bennett, Jenny Farrell Team Remax Concepts report. And Taylor, let's see if the Maroons offense got their penalties out of them by now.
Let's see it. I'm ready for a big long drive here. I'm also ready for a big pass play. I feel like that's something that we haven't really seen yet tonight. I'm ready for these receivers to break out a little bit.
I want to know what you did as a quarterback to get everybody to wake up. It's like, no more penalties. I want to know what you said to him. What did you say, Taylor?
Clean it out. I don't know. Yeah. You got to be nice to everybody. I didn't have that type of clout. I wasn't good enough to be able to scream at people. I'm trying to be a good leader, though.
Coach Williams would have probably said enough.
Yeah, you put that on him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And Middleton with a run and picks up the first down. Dowling at their own 47-yard line, picks up 10, and now back on the ground they go again. And a first down carry that time by Ian Middleton. So do you think Ian might have said something like, hey, guys, I got this, just don't hold?
Yeah, this is definitely, I don't doubt that for once. And he's the kind of young man that would say that, too, just feed me. And Ian's a great kid, and right now he's hungry and he's running hard.
1st and 10 Dowling from the 38 of Waukee. Middleton up the gut again, spins out of a tackle and finally brought down at the 30, make it the 29-yard line.
And, I think for him right now, you're getting into that secondary. And if you're a secondary player for Waukee, you don't want to tackle him. You just don't want to get up there and get in his grill because he's just going to run you over. He just punished that tackler right there.
And chances are they've tried to tackle him or been involved with tackles earlier in the game, and they may not want any part of the big guy. Ian Middleton, 2nd and 1 Dowling, handoff Middleton, right up the gut he goes, blasts through, and he's taken down. Helmet came off at the 24, a gain of 5.
Yeah, so Ian will have to come out for a play. As he gets the first down, the helmet pops off. You think of runners at the highest level, and you think of Derrick Henry, even that Scadaboo who played the other night for the Giants, looked good last night. And you get those guys, and when they get into a rhythm, you just want to keep feeding them, and that's where Ian is right now.
So it's first down, Dowling at the 24 of Waukee. And handoff goes to the backup tailback for the Maroons, and that's Henry Smith for the first time, and he bounces outside, little stretch to the right, and he's run out of bounds right at the 15-yard line, a gain of 9.
It's so fun to watch when you see that play run out to that side, and you've got 2 linemen in front of you that are pulling, and you're going as a running back, okay, just take up space, and I'm going to run behind you. And for Smith, that's easy to do.
Yeah, it's tough for a running back because most of them can outrun a lineman. But you got to be patient with that, and Ian does that well. And now Smith does. Handoff Smith up again. He crashes through down to the 10-yard line. So a gain of 5, and those yards per carry is right around the 5-yard mark tonight for the Maroons.
Right now, if you're Jeffrey Roberts and Sam Drexler, you're just standing there on the side over here going, all right, you got to bring 2 guys to us, and they aren't right now. But
3rd and 5 for the Maroons. And handoff Smith this time right as he gets the exchange from Nahas. He is broken up there nicely by Cale Seiler, the 6'2", 280-pound senior. 3rd on the team in tackles, makes the stop back at the 14-yard line, so a loss of 4 that time.
Yeah, it's I think it's 2nd and goal, so it's 2nd and 14 from the 14. They gave him a first down.
That's right. They gave him a first down, and now they went back for 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Middleton's back in the ball game for the Maroons.
So Smid with the 4-yard loss, handoff Middleton in. Tries to fight a seam over the A-gap and follows the center down to the 11-yard line, pick up a 3. Now to bring up 3rd and goal from the 11 for Dowling.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Coach Wilson thinks this is 2-down territory or not, but he's thinking I've got a play that can score it on 3rd.
I think you're going to see a Jeffrey Roberts play.
Yeah, it could be a quick hitter. They started to cheat a little bit and not bring 2 guys out here. See, now right now, Sammy's got nobody on him.
For those watching on CISN, he is at the top of the screen with one-on-one coverage. 2 receivers to the left. Back to throw is Nahas. Looks left, throws left. He got a little drag route. Caught by Middleton. Breaks a tackle inside the 5. And he goes down at the 2-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal at the 2 for Dowling, and this will be fun.
And I just saw 2 offensive linemen look at the sideline and say, we want to punch this in. And of
course they do.
Of course they do. And great play call there. Ian Middleton coming across the middle underneath with the linebackers, catches the ball, runs for 5 after the catch, and just ends up 2 yards short. So here you go.
This will be the 10th play of the Dowling drive that started back at their own 37-yard line. 4th and goal at the 2, pistol formation. And they fake the handoff, and they throw into the end zone. The pass is caught. Touchdown on a quick slant.
What a play.
To Jeffrey Roberts. Well, I called it a play early.
Yeah, Jeffrey Roberts catches that thing.
And Taylor Bennett, you're right down there. And Waukee thought it was trapped or it skipped off the turf, but we're going to see the replay up here. Your thoughts?
I thought I saw. I think it might have hit the turf. I don't know. If not, that was an unbelievable catch, and it was a great effort regardless.
Yeah, it was.
That throw was low, and it was a head.
We'll get Rachel to bring it back. And this is the replay, not the extra point, as
we'll get a look
nice
here.
Job. And there's Jeffrey right there.
Yeah, it's
he
right
caught
in the
it.
Basket. Yeah.
Basket catch, and the extra point is no good. So Ryan Kuhn with the missed extra point for the first time this year. And our score remains Dowling 20 and Waukee nothing. 3:37 left to play, 3rd quarter. We'll return to Valley Stadium in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more. Building a relationship with a primary care doctor is one of the easiest ways to stay healthy. Schedule your annual checkup with a Mercy One doctor so you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Back here at Valley Stadium, here's the kickoff by Ryan Kuhn. Short kick fielded by Waukee at the 15-yard line and hit and drop at making the turn by the Warriors. That was Sam Heinrich on the return, and the Maroons put him down right before he could make his move.
Jackson Miller on the tackle there for the Maroons. He came up and great open field tackle on the kickoff team. And one of the things that you see from Dowling year after year is they have a lot of first stringers on those special teams.
Yes, they do. They don't, dig into their bench, kind of maybe next year's group biding their time, and you don't see that. It'll be a first down for the Waukee Warriors from their own 18-yard line. Dowling leading 20-0. The extra point by Kuhn was no good. Rare miss, his first miss of the year. Now the Warriors put the ball on the ground. The tailback, Ben Case-Hobb, with the carry from his own 18. He gets across up to the 20-yard line, I should say. Gain it 2 to bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, good tackle there by Dylan Descharme, who comes in, the 5'10", 195-pound sophomore in the football game right now, and comes in and makes a good tackle there for the Maroons.
So that last touchdown drive by Dowling, 10 plays, 63 yards, capped off by Joey Nahas's 2-yard touchdown pass to Jeffrey Roberts on a 4th down play. And the Maroons lead it 20-0. We're under 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Now back to the ground game for Waukee on 2nd and 8. And they they tie up the quarterback. It was a quarterback keeper, and that was Baker going down.
Yeah, and then runs into that rugby pile. And that defensive front, that's a tough place to make things happen. And again, Dylan Sharm comes in on that play and gets on the pile at the end. So
a gain of 2 by Baker. It'll bring up 3rd and 6 for Waukee. Got to start putting the ball in the air. They're going to send out one receiver wide right. That's Xavier Gutierrez. And 3 receivers at the top of your screen for watching on CISN, 3 to the left. And the handoff goes to Case Cobb. Tries to get outside the numbers and finally is angled out of bounds as the Maroons push him out of bounds. Nice job that time by Carlos Blunt.
Yeah, and Jordan Watson out there on the play, and they get the stop and force a 4th and short. I got to believe they're going to punt. They leave the offense out there right now.
Yeah, it'd be tough going here. Let's go to our Jenny Farrell team sideline report. Jenny Farrell team Remax Concepts and Taylor Bennett. Dowling defense been very stellar tonight. They're trying to pitch their 2nd shutout of the year, the 3rd on the season coming up, hopefully.
They've just been looking insanely good. That Waukee has a play, maybe 1 over 10 yards this whole game. They've just done such a good job of containing Baker. He's a little jitterbug back there and doing it again here.
Yeah, they're going for it on 4th down, and they won't get it.
They have no chance.
Baker keeps it as he ran left towards his own sideline, and Dowling will take over with 1:50 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Maindring and Taylor Bennett. I was looking through the scores again.
Yeah, no updates.
No updates, all right.
No updates. Everything's kind of the same right now. And right there, that was Coach Baker putting all of his chips on the table. That's the last call. Here we are. And, late in the 3rd quarter, he was trying to get his team to make something happen, have that positive spark, and it didn't happen.
So 1st down, Dowling. They take over deep in Waukee territory at the Waukee 23. Middleton gets the handoff. Ian trying to break a tackle, gets down to the 20 for a gain of 3. Bring up 2nd and 7.
Nice run inside again, and Owen Marr has come in and done a good job in Josh Miller's absence, and the offensive line hasn't missed a beat as Kate Krause slides out to guard and Owen Marr comes in at center.
All right, here is Nahas on the snap. Handoff left side, and that's Middleton. He tries to pop it outside, runs out of real estate. He's run out of bounds on the far sideline in front of the Waukee bench. He may have lost a yard.
He may have.
21-yard line, loss of 1.
Yeah, and Waukee now says we've seen that play quite a bit tonight. Yeah. We're gonna
still got to block it. You still got to tackle, but yeah.
And they got over the top of that play a little bit quicker, and here we go.
All right, the Maroons bring in Quinn Schmoll back. He's receiver, 1 of 2 to the top of the screen, 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Back to throw is Nahas. Looking right over the middle. The pass is caught by his twin brother Jimmy with the catch. And he's run out of bounds with a 1st down. And, boy, that was a bobble, hang on, and get out of bounds. Nice job by the twin brother, Jimmy.
It was kind of a slow motion thing. And then he broke a tackle to get the 1st down because he didn't have 1st down when he first caught the ball.
Nahas to Nahas, a 1st down, Dowling. Ball at the 11-yard line of Waukee, gain of 10.
And now you've got a chance to get a 1st down before you score here. And Dowling trying to put this one away.
2 receivers. To the 3 receivers to the left. Handoff goes to Middleton, and Ian runs left, tries to get outside, and finally crashes down about the 7 or 8 yard line.
And this is where that defense for Waukee's been on the field a long time. And when your offense can't get 1st downs, then it turns into a game where the defense is out there continually, especially as a time-consuming drive like this one for Dowling as they march down the field.
Well, final 45 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Maroons with 2 receivers to the right. That's Drexler in the slot and Roberts, the outside receiver. Pistol formation. Nahas with Middleton in the backfield. Handoff goes to Ian and runs over center. Now reverses field, and he trips and falls at the 10-yard line. He'll lose 2. And that might be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, he's going to be angry at himself. He had to bounce out, and he had a little opportunity there. He saw a window, but didn't get to it. I think you're right. They're going to let this clock run out.
I was kind of thinking he'd do like Trevor Lawrence did against the Chiefs on Monday night and regain his balance and then pick it up. but he couldn't. And the third quarter is going to end with the score. Dowling 20, Waukee nothing. Alongside Matt Mandring, I'm Mark Amadale. Taylor Bennett on the sidelines tonight, and our CISN team also here as we simulcast. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Gentlemen, would you like to know what a woman's greatest desire is? I am Father Thomas Loya with a Theology of the Body moment for the Tabor Life Institute. Women have an open space inside their bodies. It's called the womb. By its very nature, an open space seeks to be filled. A woman's greatest desire, therefore, is to be fulfilled through intimate, meaningful relationship. This is why, gentlemen, women need to actually hear the words, I love you. Pope John Paul II said that man is the one who loves, and woman is the one who is loved. In the order of creation, it is all about the bride. And men actually become real men by making sure it is all about the bride. This is because men have the same body as Jesus Christ. And for Jesus Christ, it was all about his bride. To find out more about the theology of the body, visit taborlife.org. taborlife.org.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, week number 7 of the Iowa high school football season. A beautiful night. Temperatures in the upper 70s as we started the game. It's going to get down to the upper 60s tonight. It's a beautiful fall day here in central Iowa. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Mandring and Taylor Bennett as we start the fourth quarter. Dowling with a 3rd and 10 from the Waukee 8-yard line. Back to throw Nahas as one-on-one coverage, throws in the end zone. Pass is incomplete to Jeffrey Roberts, similar to what the touchdown was earlier, Matt. And this time it wasn't quite the slant play, but it was a quick hitter, and it's incomplete. Jeffrey wanted it. He thought he might have been held.
Yeah, all the coaches are sitting over there going, how is that not holding? And he got locked up there as he's getting off the line of scrimmage. And, there's a lot of conversations going on down there.
So it'll bring up 4th and 10 for the Maroons, and a field goal unit comes out. Ryan Kuhn has missed a field goal and an extra point tonight, so the Maroons will try it again. It'll be a 28-yard field goal. Ball right in the middle of the field. Kick is down and it is up and good. So the Maroons tack on 3 more points, and it's Dowling 23, Waukee nothing with 11:53 remaining here in the fourth quarter from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell sideline reporter, and that is Taylor Bennett. Taylor, give us an update from the Dowling sideline tonight.
Guys, I owe Jeffrey Roberts an apology for that touchdown a few plays ago. That catch, I can't overstate how insane that was in traffic on the slant. I lost the ball just probably like 2 feet before he would have caught that, and I thought it was so far out in front of him there was absolutely no way that he could have caught it. What an athlete.
We should have you interview him so you can apologize to him before we get that out of the way at the end of the night. Huh?
We can do that. I owe it.
One score update.
Go ahead.
Kind of a surprise, but not really, I guess maybe. But Johnston's leading Sioux City East 17-14. So they got a tight ball game there in Johnston tonight.
Yeah, that's Sioux City East with the record of 5-1. Johnston with the record of 5-1. So Kuhn's 28-yard field goal caps off a short Dowling drive that started on the Waukee 23. The Warriors, remember, went forward on 4th down, deep in their own territory, and the Maroons go 6 plays and 23 yards for the score. Kuhn with the field goal. And now here's the kickoff by Dowling, and it's into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And for Ryan Kuhn this year, let's see. I gotta look it up here. He is 8 of 10 in field goals on the season. And that kickoff by Kuhn goes into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Waukee will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. And don't have the running clock here, Matt, but the Warriors want to try to make something happen because this transfers right into playing the number 1 team in the state next week. Yeah. Waukee at Northwest, and Northwest rolling on Southeast Polk tonight. Here's Baker back to throw, fires it out, and a quick hitter. It's caught by Jaden Jeter and he'll be shy of the first down. He catches at the 25, gain of 5.
Yeah, that game going into the fourth quarter is now 24-0 in Northwest.
Wow.
Northwest is for real. And, this team's got play the two top teams in the state back-to-back. That's a challenge, and right now they are looking for something positive. Meanwhile, this defense is looking to get this shutout.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. This will be the third shutout of the season. This could be back-to-back. Last week, Dowling winning 34-0 on the road at Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Here at 2nd and 6, Baker now back to throw, rolls to his right, and wants to throw and can't. He's tackled out of bounds back around the 21-yard line. He'll lose 4 yards.
Nice open field tackle there, I believe.
I think it was Bonanno, wasn't it?
Yeah, that is Bonanno. And Bonanno makes the tackle there out of bounds or on the boundary and didn't let Baker get rid of the football.
You know, I didn't recognize Anthony because he's got he's got his old number on, his own number, 30. A little bit of last week, some of the things that happened to our broadcasts and some of the Dowling squad, but he's got a different number on. Oh, no, he's got his right number on.
Yeah.
Nice job. All right, 3rd and 9 for Waukee. Line of scrimmage back at the 21-yard line. Loss of 4. Back to throw Baker. Pocket collapses, but he fires out. He overthrew everybody. Incomplete. The big guy, Jacobson, was the intended receiver, and he was well escorted that time by Joel Sanko and Maddox Capola.
And they probably run across each other on the basketball floor, too. But that's the first time we've called his number tonight. That's the first time they've looked for Evan Jacobson, it looks like, too, or had enough time to throw it to him.
Yeah, Jacobson, 13 catches on the year, 175 yards coming into the contest, no touchdowns. And now it'll bring up 4th down, and the punting unit coming out for Waukee. Baker, the quarterback, moves to punter. He's done that all night. Drexler standing at midfield. Good snap, kicks away. It's a line drive, and Sam's going to let it bounce at midfield and roll out of bounds at the Dowling 40, and that's the Maroons will take over 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line with 10:46 to go here in the fourth quarter. Dowling 23 and Waukee nothing. And let's go down to our Jenny Farrell sideline report. Guy who coaches. He's got the note cards and everything on Saturday mornings, and that's Taylor Bennett with the Catholic Football League. What time's your game tomorrow, bud?
11 o'clock, week 6, last game of the year. We got the late slot. We also had the 11 o'clock slot on the Iowa State game, which is frustrating.
Are you trying to tell me the schedulers got it out for you, Taylor?
I didn't say that.
Well, I'm asking. It sounds like you're kind of complaining that way.
Not complaining, just stating facts.
I remember some sophomore basketball practices that when you guys started in on that stuff, Coach Labonia and I and Coach Nahas wouldn't have anything of that.
That would never have been me. Not a chance.
And you know what? He's right. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
I can think of who it was, but that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's another story, but... Yeah, well, good for you. And I hope you got all the plays scripted out, right? You script the first 20 or the first 15?
Well, I'll give a shout-out to my co-coaches, Stephen McFarland and John Cord. John Cord has decided he thinks that he is like Sean McVay out there. I'm the one that calls the plays and tells every kid where to line up, and he kind of is the eyes and tells me what we should do based off of what we've done before. And, so Sean McVay, John Cord, Similar status.
I've heard his play cards. They're as big as yours up at Sheldon today, Matt. I mean, they're huge play cards. These kids, they got to have bifocals on, or that's why you got to make them so big.
Oh, everybody can see it then.
Yeah, yeah. All right, it's 3rd and 7. Middleton's run up the middle to the 44, and they'll give it to him again. Ian trying to bounce outside. Trying to get outside the numbers. He does. Lunges forward. Did he get the spot?
I think he got there.
Oh, he's right at the first down marker at the 49 of Waukee. We'll see.
Yeah, first down. They're saying move the chains. That's a great individual effort by Ian Middleton, and that's what you get from a senior captain right there.
7-yard run when you need it on 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's a big play.
So first down Dowling at the Waukee 49. The Maroons will try to run some play clock here, leading 23-0. Clock is stopped with 9:24 to go. Pistol formation, 2 receivers left. And they're going to hand it off to Ian Middleton outside, trying to drag it out. He does. Little angling towards the far sideline, out of bounds, just shy of the 30-yard line. So he'll gain about 15, 16 yards on the play.
And that play again, that's the one they got the first down on early in the game, and you got two linemen out there, and Middleton's just kind of trotting behind them, waiting for them to pick up their blockers and then make a play.
16-yard gain, first down, Dowling. 9:15 on the game clock. It continues to run here in the fourth quarter. The Maroons with two receivers to the right. It's Sam Drexler and Quinn Schmolbach. Man in motion, back to throw Nahas. Looks left, throws it left. Pass is caught and running with the football, and that is Sammy Drexler. He's going to go in for the touchdown.
Yeah.
Wow. Drexler from 33 yards, and that was set up nicely. And I think Schmolbach was one of the players that hit the block down. We're going to get the replay on CISN, but he was one of the guys downfield. Downfield block is a big key here, Matt.
Yeah, it does. And it's about Sammy making the first person miss right here. And then you turn the corner and you got
Jeffrey Roberts.
Yeah, and great play by the Maroons.
All right, extra point by Dowling. LaCava now in to hold. As McConville was holding, now LaCava in. Maroons lead it 29-0, and Ryan Kuhn's extra point up and good. So Dowling leading 30-0 with 9:06 to go, fourth quarter. We'll take a timeout and be back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Week 7, Dowling 30 and Waukee nothing on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
When you hear this,
and a pick six to start it, touchdown Dowling,
you know it's the Maroons. Your home for Dowling Catholic football. 105.5 KIHS, Iowa Catholic Radio.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Simulcast tonight with CISN on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Kickoff by Ryan Kuhn into the end zone touchback. And it'll be 1st and 10 Waukee on their own 20-yard line. Dowling scoring on a Sammy Drexler 33-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Joey Nahas, his second touchdown of the night. Dowling leading 30-0. Let's go down to our Jennifer Farrell sideline reporter tonight, and that is Mr. Taylor Bennett. And give us an update, Taylor. Oh, he's
chatting it up.
He's chatting with either a coach. Taylor, let's go down to you.
Yeah, what a weapon. That was we were just waiting for that exact play to happen. Just throwing it out to the flats and let the receiver work.
Drexler did 33 yards and a nice downfield block from Roberts, too.
There's Jacobson with his first catch of the night over the middle as Baker hits him for a first down.
That is it his first catch? I
think so.
Yeah, it probably is. So it's a first down, Waukee from their own 33-yard line. Jacobson.
Chase Hobb on the run, or Ben Case Hobb on the run there for the Warriors. It's a short pickup, and they're kind of in hurry-up again right now.
Yeah, they're going to go tempo themselves, and they need to. Trailing 30-0 here in the fourth quarter with 8.5 to go. Baker back to throw. Now steps up. Now he's going to be driven down and sacked in the backfield by Brady Hagan.
Yeah.
He got a hold of him, the big wrestler did.
He wasn't escaping that.
Yeah. Hagan's going up against one of his counterparts. Andrew, I think it's Hine that wrestles for Waukee, and they've met each other a few times. And Hagan gets the sack. That'll move the ball back to the 26-yard line is where the officials spot it. So a loss of 7.
They're calling intentional grounding because he must have tried throwing the ball as he got wrapped up by Hagan.
Yep, so they'll move the ball back to the 20 after it's all said and done. Dowling accepts the penalty, and And why wouldn't he? It's a loss of down.
Yeah. Well, Hagan, I'm glad he got a sack because you should have seen what he was wearing for today. You know, the guys all dress up, and the Hagans have had a tradition of wearing some flashy clothing on dress-up days, and you wouldn't have missed him coming down the hallway.
A little flashy?
Yeah, a little flashy.
Baker back to throw for Waukee. Fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Intended receiver that time. They only had a couple of them. We got Cal Meisner, a sophomore, coming over the middle. It's incomplete, I think. Or Max Roach.
Yeah.
Max, the transfer from Oskaloosa. He and Jay White start on the basketball team, pair of guards for Coach Kanatsky, Waukee Warriors, and it was incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 23 for Waukee. And Baker will go from quarterback to punter, back at his own, snapping from their own 20-yard line, kicks it from his 10. High short kick. Drexler with a fair catch, muffs the football, and I think it's picked up and they can't advance it.
Can't advance it.
So the referees got to figure out where it belongs, but nice job by the Warriors as it was picked up by Cale Seiler. We'll get the replay here, but Seiler.
Yeah, he's going to throw his beanbag on about the 46.
So Drexler muffs the punt, and it'll be Waukee football, but not at the 36. We'll get the replay here, Matt.
Yeah, I think he touches it at the 46, so that's where it goes back to. And where he recovered it at.
So recovered by Cale Seiler, and officials talking it over, and they're going to try to put it down somewhere. Let's go down to the Jenny Farrell sideline report with Taylor Bennett. Taylor, come on in.
Guys, I think that was Jacobson's first catch of the game there on this earlier on that drive. Joel Sanko has played unbelievably well tonight. I think that's the reason why we haven't heard Jacobson's name really at all until that catch. He's been phenomenal.
Yeah, and we got to start planting the seed of who we want to talk to here in the post-game show. So we're going to have to do some thinking there. And, of course, you got to go through their handlers, Taylor. You know, you just can't go out there and say, hey, come over here.
No.
Coach Crandall or Coach Pollock, or I don't want to give them too much credit, but they do help us out a little bit, you know.
All right, we'll find them.
You might have some extra dollar bills in your pocket to help them out too. That does help. We get the coaches involved, and now they're going to put it, Matt. They're going to put the ball down at the Dowling 46, saying it was muffed. So back to throw is Baker. A little slip screen caught by Max Roach, and he's run out of bounds. He crosses the 45 down to the Dowling 44.
And it's hard to believe, but Ryan Bobo, from his down line position, goes out and makes that tackle on that screen play, and he's just flying all over the field.
He is a man amongst boys in some cases. All right, 2nd and 9, held it into a yard game. Maybe they're going to spot at the 44. So 2nd and 8, Waukee with Baker at quarterback. Beckett Baker, 5'11 senior, 4-year starter for his dad. Back to throw he goes, sets up in the pocket over the middle, fires it out. Caught by Jacobson, first down Waukee at the 30-yard line of Dowling, a gain of 14.
Yeah, big play there as he caught this big target over the middle, and Jacobson makes a nice catch, and they convert.
So we've got a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. With 7:19 to go here in the fourth quarter, Dowling 30, Waukee nothing on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Powered by you. This is listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 105.5 KIHS, Perry, Des Moines, 89.3 KDVM, Mason City, and 89.9 KCSL, Spencer, Spirit Lake.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
The University of Notre Dame Men's Glee Club will appear at St. Pius X Church in Urbandale on Sunday, October 19th at 7 p.m. This year, the Glee Club marks its 111th anniversary as a campus ensemble. The program will include sacred music, Irish folk favorites, and songs of Notre Dame. The concert is free and open to the public. An offering will be taken. Don't miss this entertaining evening of a cappella music. Visit iowacatholicradio.com for details.
And back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, First and 10. Waukee with the football at the Dowling 30. Waukee trying to capitalize on a muff punt by the Maroons. Beckett back to throw, setting up the screen, and the pass is incomplete as there might have been a running back there, but the linemen were ready to go, but it's broken up.
It is broken up, and couldn't see him in there. He had so much pressure. He had to get rid of the ball in a hurry there, even though it was a screen.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I like all the tips you're getting about how to get that voice back. You know,
I know it.
It involves a trip to Starbucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that might not have been on my top 5 list.
I didn't think it was. All right, here is a handoff by Ben Case Hobb.
I might on the way home.
Hobb carries from the Dowling 30 down to the Maroon 26-yard line. He'll pick up 4. Oh, yeah, they got anything with honey and tea and hot, like lemons. You got to have that. Get that voice back. Yeah, you got to be able to yell at the TV tomorrow and all weekend. And here's a nice little pass caught by Jaden Jeter. Nice pass by Beckett Baker for the catch by Jeter.
Yeah, good play there. Good timing play between Baker and Jeter as they complete that pass and move the offense that much closer.
10-yard reception.
Yeah.
And first down, Waukee. 6:40 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Maroons' shutout streak is in jeopardy right now as Waukee into the red zone. Baker out of the shotgun and rolls to his left. Still rolling. He's hit as he throws it in the end zone. The pass is incomplete. He was hit as he threw it. And I think Bonanno was the closest defender. He and Spracklin were right around him.
He did have the guy open in the corner of the end zone. Almost made a great play, but Bonanno hits Baker as he released
it.
And
so he can't get what he wants on the throw.
Yeah.
And here's the replay here on CISN. Nice pursuit that time, And catches it out of bounds.
Yeah, he would have been out of bounds. You know, and I'm getting some text here, some commentary, and our man Ryan Vogt, you know, wanted to let me know I didn't lose my voice cheering for the Red Sox. But
we're going to cross over to baseball, are we?
The Yankees are at the same place the Red Sox are right now, home.
Yeah, left out.
Yeah, where they belong.
Nice little run play that time by Waukee. They're knocking on the door at the 11-yard line and bring up.
And, even though the game's late like this,
third down.
It's always a big deal to get the shutout.
Absolutely.
When you're out there, you want that shutout.
All right, Baker. Out of the shotgun. 3 receivers left. He looks left. Fires it that way. Pass is caught at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Waukee. Nice play that time as Baker found his receiver on the near side.
Yeah, he did.
And Max Roach with the catch. Touchdown Warriors from 11 yards out.
Nice throw from Baker on the run and finds his guy at the 5-yard line. And you're going to see it here on CISN. And
it's well set up too, man.
Yeah, it was. He rolls out. He escapes here and boom, there he puts it right on him.
I think the Warriors, they got the kicker out. Oh, they run the swinging gate.
Yeah, I get the swinging gate. It's not a football season until you see it.
You see the swinging gate. Might be the second time. We saw it one other time, I thought, this year. No, it wasn't. Maybe it was on the road. 30-6 is our score. Now the extra point, no good. That was. Oh, it did go through. I'd like to see the replay on that. That just barely got over the crossbar. Wyatt Robertson with the extra point. Our score now, Dowling 30 and Waukee 7. Alongside Matt Maindring and down the sidelines, Taylor Bennett. I'm Mark Amadeo, back with more in the fourth quarter from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever heard someone say that we should stop opposing things like abortion and homosexual unions because there's simply nothing we can do about it? You can't prevent that stuff, it's inevitable, so just accept it. Well, G.K. Chesterton says the other word for inevitability is impenitence. We have let ourselves be dominated by the notion that there's no turning back. This idea is rooted in materialism and the denial of free will. Now, this modern refusal to undo what has been done is not only an intellectual fault, it is a moral fault also. It is not merely our mental inability to understand the mistake we have made, it's also our spiritual refusal to admit that we have made a mistake. Want more than a minute? Chesterton.org.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Here's the onside kick. Wyatt Robinson, the kicker, came up with it. And the officials now getting together. We'll see what this turns out to be. But Warriors run the onside kick, and they're saying it should be Dowling football because he picked it up before it went to 10 yards.
Yeah.
Matt, we'll see.
Yeah, it hit the guy before it went 10 yards. And we have to see it on the replay. But no one from Dowling touched it. The Waukee player touches it first.
Hey, Taylor Bennett, I know you played quarterback. Were you ever nominated to be on the all-hands team?
I pitched for it all through high school and in college. Everyone knows quarterbacks do have the best hands on the teams. They're catching balls all the time. That's a fact.
I knew that was coming from a quarterback.
Yeah.
First down Dowling. So
so they got it right.
So the kicker, Wyatt Robinson, nice job out of him with that onside kick, but he touched it before it went the allotted 10 yards, so Dowling will get the football at the Warrior 47.
Yeah, and you talk about an experienced crew. That's what you saw right there. They got together, they got the play call right, and that's what you expect from a group like this.
Dave Rittman and his crew are top flight, and we should recognize them because high school officials don't get recognized enough.
No.
And we'll do that as LaCava's in at quarterback for Dowling. And the Maroons changed their tailback too. Henry Schmidt, I think, is in there.
Yep.
So we're going to see a whole. Dave Rittman's our referee. George Harwood is our umpire. Michael Colley is a head linesman. David Tan is a line judge, and Grant Kettle, the back judge. Super job tonight, especially when they have to huddle with unusual things that happen.
Yeah.
So the Maroons take over at the 47. LaCava with the handoff. They get it down to the 43 for a gain of 4. And here's LaCava again. Play action fake. Fires the ball out. Ooh, pass is caught, nearly intercepted, but catch at a first down. And some yards after the catch by Dowling Catholic. Tremendous run, but boy, that was a dangerous pass.
That was dangerous.
And coming off the bottom of the pile for Dowling is Drew Cooling with the catch.
Yeah, Ethan LaCava zipped it in there, but boy, that was almost a pick six the other way, as we'll see on video here.
Well, the play goes for 9 yards and a first down with Cooling's catch.
Yeah, nice run by Cooling after the catch, too, to get the first down.
So LaCava in at quarterback, fakes the handoff, fires it out, and the pass is overthrown, incomplete. Preston Hoffbauer, the intended receiver, near side. That'll stop the clock with 4:39 to go. Dowling leading 30-7. That last drive for Waukee. Max Roach on an 11-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Beckett Baker. And the extra point by Robinson. 8-play, 54-yard drive for Waukee. And that keeps the shutout from being in play. Handoff goes to the tailback, and that is Schmidt, I believe. Henry Schmidt, the tailback. Him and Pennington share that duties when Middleton's out, and Schmidt carries inside.
Not a lot of room there as Waukee now runs some players back in and out too, as they're emptying their bench as well here as time runs down.
Don't forget, following the game, we will have interviews from the field and head coach Tom Wilson from the Dowling sideline. We'll have that on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio. Taylor Bennett will catch up with those. Handoff goes to Schmidt, and nice job defensively crashing down in there, number 97. Vincent Johnson, we called his name a few times tonight with the tackle for loss there.
He's had a great night for Waukee on their defense. He's a handful, and he's made some plays. The 6'3", 230-pound senior has come and played really, really well tonight from start to finish, and you got to give him credit for his effort tonight.
We get a break in here. We'll have to put our minds together and see who we're going to come up with interview. We got possibilities. Taylor, you got to make sure you get through the handlers, right? Taylor.
Oh, yeah, we'll get through the handlers. No, I've been buttering them up all game. I think we're going to get.
Well, you got to get Crandall buttered up, and so you got to get Pollock. Those offensive linemen need love. They get overlooked, and Lord knows we do that. But good luck with that. We'll be talking here if we get a break as Dowling punts it away into the end zone. Touchback. 3:07 to go, fourth quarter. Maroons lead it 30-7 on Iowa Catholic Radio as we simulcast on the TV live stream at CISN.TV. And appreciate the crew here tonight. Our director is Rachel Hawley. And down with Taylor Bennett on the Dowling sideline is Sam Nord. She does a great job. And Caleb Neese up here with the 50-yard line camera. Got to have all those back at the Iowa Catholic Radio studios. We appreciate Roman Wilkin and Eli Bonner helping out tonight. In Week 7, we'll be back next Friday night, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff right here. Dowling hosting Ankeny Centennial. And, Matt, I cheated a little bit and looked. Dowling and Centennial have had some great games the last 5 games. And it's been no more than a touchdown. It's been awesome. Now here is Baker over the middle, pass incomplete. Try to hit the big guy over the middle of the tight end, Jacobson, and he had like four defenders around him.
He had a lot of bodies around him. There's no doubt about it. And taking a shot here, but you're right, Mark. I think it's that Centennial game. It's always a dogfight and fun to watch. Great football.
Oh, it is. As there have been some real close games. How about the pick 6 to win it up there at Ankeny? And Dowling won last year here. Exciting game. Sometimes they go overtime. There's a quick hitter caught by Jacobson, and he stays in bounds at the 25. Gain of 5. Nice pass that time from Baker.
Nice pass from Baker and a tackle by Jimmy Howard for Dowling Catholic, number 39.
So Jacobson puts Waukee in a 3rd and 6 from their own 24-yard line. They spot him out of bounds. And it off to the tailback, and that remains Ben Case-Hobb. Turns the corner and is finally driven down. I think he's got the first down.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first down there. Great pursuit again. And
Sam Lorico makes the tackle.
Lorico.
But first down, Waukee. Final 2:20 of the fourth quarter. Dowling leading 30-7. And Baker now will set his offense with 3 receivers right, 1 back in the backfield. Baker looking downfield, airs it out, down the far sidelines. Got a man open momentarily, and it throws it behind him, incomplete, and contact made on the intended receiver, Jaden Jeter. And Dowling whistled for pass interference.
They're going to throw a flag. And in high school football, it's only 15 yards. Not a spot foul.
It'll be from the 25-yard line, so that'll move the ball up to the 40.
Number 10, 15 yards, including the spot, first down.
We're going to get Patrick Sullivan on the pass interference for Dowling.
That was pretty decent coverage, but then when you have to come back when it's a ball that's underthrown, that's tough as a defender.
And contact made, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So, right call, first down, Waukee from their own 45-yard line. And 2:03 to play, Dowling leading 30-7. There's Waukee, a little lateral pass. That's caught by Jay White. Tries to get outside the number. Still on his feet. Dancing the sideline. And finally stood up at midfield into Dowling territory at the Maroon 48-yard line.
Yeah, nice play there, getting him the ball out in space like that. And he showed his quickness and speed as he tries to elude some tacklers on the edge. Jay White, the senior.
Yep, senior. See him on the basketball court with Max Roach, and of course the big guy, Mr. Jacobson, who seems to average about 30 against Dowling every time you see him. Back to throw is Baker over the middle to Jacobson. Pass is dropped, incomplete. And I think Evan Jacobson would like to have that back, the Texas A&M bound young man.
Yeah, he was looking downfield. He had that ball and was going to truck to the end zone.
He was looking for a second pass after getting to where he needed to be, and great ball thrown by Baker.
It was.
I'll stop the clock with a minute 18 to go. 3rd and 3 Waukee from the Dowling 48. Bruins lead it 30-7. Reminder to stay tuned for the post-game show along our network stations. Once the game ends, we'll take a 2-minute break to get everything reset. Before we join our post-game show, Taylor Bennett will have interviews from the field tonight. And here's a handoff. Jay White once again turns the corner. He's got the first down, running out of bounds in front of his own bench at the Dowling 45.
Yeah, a nice run there again by Jay as he runs around that corner. And the life here for Waukee as they try to score with a minute 12 to go.
We have 2 timeouts remaining. And Coach Wilson's going to get the best of one of his former students and one of his former quarterbacks.
Yeah.
A 3-year quarterback for Tom back at Dyke New Hartford, and that being Coach Baker, Gabe Baker, quarterback's dad. And now there's Beckett breaking some tackles and finally run out of bounds right around the 40-yard line. It'll be shy of the first down. That'll stop the clock with 64 seconds remaining.
That's a pretty athletic play as that ball bounced back there as he fumbled it and was able to scoop it up and continue forward.
Yes, he did. I didn't notice that till looking down. It's like he did. So it's a second down from the 40-yard line of Dowling. 2nd and 6. Baker out of the shotgun. 5 receivers, 3 to the left, 2 to the right, empty backfield. Becker looks left, throws left. He overthrew everybody, but caught. Nice job that time by Gutierrez. Xavier with the stretch, climbed the ladder, and he outdueled
he really did.
Jaden Zachary for the ball.
Yeah, he had to climb the ladder there, and we're all watching that play. It looks like he overthrew everybody, but Zachary's back.
That's because we're 3 stories high.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll keep it here. 58 seconds remaining. Timeout on the field. Dowling 30 and Waukee 7. All right, let's bring in Taylor Bennett in our Jenny Farrell Team RE/MAX Concepts Sideline Report. You can learn more at jenniferfarrell.remax.com. And what's going on down there, Taylor?
These guys are pretty pumped up. I think this is a pretty big win. They're psyched. Like, the season this time of the year just always feels like it gets a little bit long. You really got to, get the grind back on, like this time of the year when the schedule's, maybe a little bit light. But I felt like the energy here the whole game was super high.
Yeah, you were down there with that energy level. And, of course, next week, Ankeny Centennial, say no more. There's been some great games with Centennial here the last several years, Taylor.
Oh, big time. Was that the game with the interception 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, pick 6.
My son talks about that game all the time. That's like one of early Dowling memories.
Yeah.
He talks about it all the time.
I'll tell you what, as long as I've done this thing, state championships are great, but that is a top 5 highlight. It was.
Yeah.
It's a pass. Did he pick it? He did! Intercepted by the Maroons inside the 5-yard line. How about that with Gabe Lawson? Holy mackerel.
Catch.
Threw into double coverage, did Baker, and that'll do it with 50 seconds remaining. But back to you, Taylor. I know you got kids you coach, or you're going through plays now down there.
Oh yeah, that's my son. He's
he's wanting to go through plays.
He's always drawing up plays for us.
Well, draw up one that works next time. He kind of he'd like to score a touchdown someday.
Oh yeah.
Taylor, any thoughts about our interviews for?
Oh, we're going Joel Sanko. I don't think he told me he hasn't gotten interviewed, and his game today was unbelievable. We didn't call his name a lot for a reason because they weren't thrown to James separately. He was on his hip the whole game.
Okay.
Dowling penalty.
So the penalty's against Dowling, so that'll wipe out Lawson's interception.
That was a great play.
Too bad. All right, well, we'll come up with one. We're going to go to a 2-minute break once the game's over, so we'll be visiting with you, Taylor. It's 1st and 10, Waukee at the Dowling 17-yard line on the penalty, and now Waukee getting loose. Boston Onstadt with it, and he gets close to the end zone, down inside the 1-yard line, a gain of 16.
No, he scored.
And are they going to?
Yeah,
they did. Okay, touchdown. Didn't see the official near side raise his hand, so touchdown Onstadt. And the Warriors now in for the extra point. Okay. Nice job that time. We have the
Yeah,
it was Onstadt with the catch.
That little screen play out to the receiver and makes a nice run up the middle and
yeah, he made his own path.
Yeah, he did.
Boston Onstadt, the extra point up and good by Wyatt Robinson. So Onstadt from 17 yards out on the catch from Beckett Baker cuts the score. It's Dowling 30 and Waukee 14, 43 seconds remaining. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Life's buzzing with energy, and every moment is powered by our health. At Mercy One, their caring doctors focus on just that, so you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOiowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Every heart-pounding play.
Caught inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 Maroons.
Join the Maroon crew all season long. On 105.5 KIHS Perry, Des Moines.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Dowling 30, Waukee 14. Beckett Baker, a pair of touchdown passes late. Now the kickoff by the Warriors goes into the end zone. Touchback, it'll be first down, Dowling at its own 20-yard line with 43 seconds remaining. So Baker, a 11-yard pass to Max Roach and a 17-yard pass to Boston Onstadt. That capped off an 8-play, 80-yard drive for the Waukee Warriors.
Got to imagine we'll take a couple knees here.
I would think so. Dowling going to improve their record to 6-1. And Waukee will fall to 2-5. Next week, Waukee will be on the road right across town. They take on number 1 Waukee Northwest, who at last report was just throttling Southeast Polk 24-0 at one point.
Yeah.
Get an update there. That'll be all part of our post-game show. We'll try to get you updated on some scores. Dowling's next opponent will be Ankeny Centennial, who went into tonight with a record of 3-3. And we'll have that game here next Friday night, 7 o'clock kickoff, as Centennial was hosting Indianola tonight at Ankeny Stadium. Maroons will wrap up the season in 2 weeks from tonight. They will travel to Marshalltown, while Waukee will conclude their season in 2 weeks as they host West Waterloo. And now the Maroons will put the ball in play for one more play. A running play right up the gut to Pennington. And that should do it.
That should do it.
I don't think either coach is going to call a timeout with 19 seconds, the game clock running. Dowling 30 and Waukee 14. And what a night we had here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. We're going to do it all again next week as CISN will be part of the broadcast. Hand off Pennington again. Breaks a tackle, goes from his own 35 up to the 40, and that should do it. Final score, Dowling 30 and Waukee 14. Congratulations to head coach Tom Wilson, the Dowling Maroons, as they've won their 6th straight. They're now 6-1. Warriors fall to 2-5. And we're going to take a 2-minute break along the network stations. That'll give us time to get our game-ending stats along with our interviews set up. So stay tuned. Interviews coming up here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN from the field with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. And Sioux City East leading Johnston late 21-17 in the fourth quarter. That's a battle of two top 10 teams. And Dowling's next opponent, Centennial, leading Indianola 26-15 in the fourth quarter. So Centennial getting on their way to a win at home. We'll take a 2-minute break and return. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, and Taylor Bennett from the Valley Stadium. Dowling 30, Waukee 14, the final here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Thought of the the Day with Monsignor Frank Bagnano.
The expression divine providence simply means God's guiding hand. The great St. Francis de Sales saw God's love everywhere, especially in the guidance of human lives and in history itself. Because God's love is actively guiding us personally, we can trust that guidance. We can trust His guidance of our life's history. In His providence, God often writes straight with crooked lines, but they're done with His careful guiding love. As Francis de Sales stated, trust solely in divine providence and all things will work out supremely well. Yes, God cares. Trust God in such a way that you don't fail to do your part, but do your part in such a way that you realize that God's love is at work. Yes, God cares. And that's today's thought of the day.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium in week number 7 has come to an end of the Iowa high school football season as Dowling wins it tonight over Waukee by the score of 30-14. Alongside Matt Mainring, I'm Mark Hamadale. Taylor Bennett down on the field getting ready for interviews. Dowling led 14-0 at halftime, and the Maroons put on a couple of a field goal and a touchdown in the second half, and it was up 30-0 before Waukee scored a couple late touchdowns in the fourth quarter, as Beckett Baker hooked up with Max Roach and Boston Onstadt to cut the lead to 30-14, our final. So let's go down to the sidelines, and that is where Taylor Bennett is with our Jenny Farrell sideline report. And Taylor, take it away. You got Joel Sanko, another senior on the defense. Take it away.
Man, big-time game from Joel Sanko tonight. We were talking, Joel. We didn't call your name all that much. You had a nice pass breakup in the first half, but we didn't call your name that much. And every time I'm looking over, it's because you're shutting Jacobson down. When you go up against somebody, like, he doesn't have the production this year that you probably would expect, but when you're facing like a big-time SEC recruit, that's like a where am I game for you. Like, tell me a little bit about your thought and your prep going into this game.
I mean, it wasn't really much for me. All I do is do my job, take care of my responsibility, and do what I do best.
You were on his hip every time. It was a pass play, and you were shedding his block every time it was a run play. That was a fun game to watch. Guys, I'll pass it up to you.
All right. Hey, Joel, I know last week was tough. You guys collectively as a group losing your outstanding linebacker in Leo Pagano, but you guys stepped up tonight. I know you're thinking of him as you're playing, but you've had a nice year, and I know you stayed healthy because I know you battled some injury last year, but you're staying healthy.
Yeah, I've been taking care of my body more than I did last year. And, it was a road game, but we still took care of business, so I'm happy for that.
Say, Joel, this is Mr. Mainring. Doesn't sound like me, but that's who it is right now.
Sick?
Yeah, my voice is tired.
Oh.
Hey, how are you doing, young man?
Good, how you doing?
Talk about that balance that, as a football player, you have to have between football and academics.
I go to Dowling, so, we take a good pride in our education, and for the sports part of it, we just have to, just do good, I guess. I don't really know.
Yeah, he puts in the time. I know this young man does.
Well, Joel, keep up the great work.
Yes,
stay healthy. And, you got Ankeny Centennial coming in next week, and it's always fun playing Centennial, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's always going to be a good game. Can't wait.
All right. Well, enjoy the weekend. Thank you for coming on.
Yep. Have a good night.
You bet. You as well. Joel Sango, an outstanding senior He's a rover linebacker, 6 foot, 185 pounds, and staying healthy. And, here we go. You get you invite one offensive lineman, and you get the whole group. Taylor Bennett, these are your buddies. These are the guys that protected you through your 4 years at Dowling and your 4 years at Grandview. But I'll let you take it, and you've got Owen Marr, I believe.
Yes, we got Owen Marr here. Big-time game from Owen Marr. We got all the Savages around him ready to roll here. Owen stepping in, coming off the bench cold like that. Like that's a tough thing. There's no other position that you just get thrown in, and it's like I know I'm hitting someone right now on this play. What was that like?
It was kind of crazy. I was a little nervous, but coach told me to get some snaps in, and then just went and got them and was ready to go.
Awesome, guys. I'll send it up to you.
All right. Well, Owen, congratulations. Thanks for stepping in. I know you went right to right guard and
you went to center.
You went to center, didn't you, Owen?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. Now, let's talk about your position coaches. I like bringing them in when we get an opportunity.
Yeah, they're great.
Coach Pollock, and he's holding the camera right there, so you better say something nice about him. Go ahead.
I will. He's one of the best coaches in the state. He's great. Him and Coach Casey, they're always pushing me to be my best, and they're always trying to get us better at technique. And, they're just some of the best coaches in the state, so props to them.
I understand Coach Shelton you're talking about, Casey Shelton.
Yes.
He can get you motivated, can he?
Oh, yeah. He's very fired up, but once you get to know him, he's a really nice guy. So.
All right. Owen, give us one story about your coaches, either one of them, that you can tell on the air. I'm just joking. No, give me one experience from practice that you have with the coaches that sticks out in your mind as you go through the year.
I don't even know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but I'd probably say one of my favorite memories is, conditioning during team camp. Coach Pollock, it was so hot, he was throwing water on us, and it was like, that was a pretty fun memory from him, just shows the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
Well, you stepped up tonight when one of your teammates went down. We hope Josh Miller will be all right. But, man, you stepped right in, and we didn't see a beat drop, especially playing center, which is never easy, keeping that timing with Mr. Nahas back there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a team game, so, props to all my teammates. And, just hope that Josh gets better soon,
Absolutely.
Praying for him.
Owen, you got anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Shout out to my family. Shout out to Team Game. Shout out Team Game.
There you go. All right. Owen, thanks for joining us on the post-game show.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. That's Owen Marr, Dowling lineman, who had to come in tonight. We had an injury to the right guard, so Josh Miller goes out. Cade Cross goes over to left guard, and then Owen plays center, and he played that a little bit last year. I know we're waiting for Coach Wilson. Again, the final tonight, as this will be our final segment on CISN. For Iowa Catholic Radio listeners, we'll have one more segment following the timeout. Final score, Dowling 30 and Waukee 14. Back to the field, and that is Taylor Bennett with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. Taylor?
All right, guys, I got Coach Wilson here. Coach, big time start tonight. I felt like you guys came out super strong, and then it got a little bit of penalties. It seemed like some drive-killing negative plays. But ultimately, big-time work on defense.
Yeah, I thought we did come out, as you mentioned, and did a good job. And we get a couple of scores, and then, we get behind the sticks. And you mentioned the penalties and stuff like that, which is disappointing. Thought we came out, in the second half and took control of things. But, the nice thing is this team has gotten better and has continued to get better, but we still have a ways to go. And, we clean some things up and finish drives. I think we can be a handful before it's all done.
It just seems like both lines of scrimmages have really, really ascended throughout the whole year. It takes a little bit of time sometimes for offensive line to do that. Who's stepping up and being leaders there on that offensive line?
Yeah, it's, I think all of them have stepped up to a certain extent. And, Josh Miller being a senior, Max Thomas being a senior, those are more by example guys. The guys that you're here talking probably a little bit more are the sophomores, and that's Mitchell and Carter Barrett. And, Cade Krause brings the element of toughness. He's not a very big guy, but he is a tough guy. And, I think all of them deserve a lot of credit, but yet, you get like a Quinn Schmolbach, who is tight end / fullback / a little bit of everything. And, his improvement has been, really important to us and instrumental in our run game and somewhat in our pass game.
Guys, I'll send it up to you.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. 212 yards on the ground amongst your several ball carriers, but establishing that ground game, that's all we saw in the first couple series with Ian Middleton following his offensive line and being patient with his offensive line.
Yeah, and, I guess we talk about what we want to be, and a lot of times it's balanced, but at some point you got to just take what they give you. And we felt that we could do that, and you don't want to exactly ignore Jeffrey Roberts and Sam Drexler, and, we were throwing it out there enough just to keep them happy. But we feel like that, if some teams want to take something away, we think we can go to something else, and that will be important as we go down the line.
Coach, one thing I want to ask you. Yeah, it's me.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it. I'm beat up a little bit. Hey, talk about this week and your teacher appreciation recognitions.
Yeah, started doing that a few years ago. I didn't make that up. Some others have done that, and it's something that I think is very special, obviously, as a lifetime educator. And teachers impact kids in so many different ways, and not only in the classroom but just developing them as people. And this gives us a chance to recognize them, and I wish we could recognize more. We do it with the seniors. Then they take a picture and they send it in. Obviously we put it on social media, but some of the stories that we get of kids going over to a teacher's classroom, or in some cases over to their home, and just telling them thank you, is in our small way just trying to give back to them that have given us so much. And it's one of my favorite weeks, and I always remind the kids, obviously I work in a high school, but I was in elementary education for quite a few years, and I said, don't forget the elementary teachers.
Yeah,
we had some of those, and if you get a chance to see the picture of Joel Sanko and Mrs. Baker, who's retired from Sacred Heart, but has done a lot of work with Joel. Honestly, that was a favorite of mine.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
All right. Well, Coach, thanks for visiting with us here in the post-game show. We brought Taylor in tonight because Morris is out in California getting one of his daughters married, and he's going to bring you back some notes when that happens with yours next summer.
Well, I'm sure he could. I'll take the notes. If he wants, he can bring his checkbook, too.
Thanks, Tom, and we'll see you next week against Centennial.
All right, thank you.
That's Tom Wilson joining Taylor Bennett on the Dowling sideline as the Maroons defeat Waukee by the score of 30-14. This is going to wrap up our broadcast on the CISN side. So Roman Wilkin back at the Iowa Catholic Radio Studios. Don't cut us off here, as we're going to say so long to our TV audience. And our thanks go to our director, Rachel Hawley, and our camera operator on the field, Sam Nord, Caleb Neese up here. Great job by the CISN team with Pete Tarpey. So again, the final score, Dowling defeating Waukee 30-14. And until next time, CISN will be bringing you Week 8 coverage next week of the Iowa High School football season. And now on Iowa Catholic Radio, we're going to take our final break of the night. We'll get Taylor Bennett to come back up here, and we will return with closing comments, and we have a few stats to get in and maybe a few scores if Mr. Mandarin's voice will hold out. We'll find out here after this. Final score, Dowling 30, Waukee 14, here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
This is a segment about small Catholic innovations that made a huge impact from the OSV Institute for Catholic Innovation. Back when water was difficult to purify, beer was actually the standard drink because the fermentation process killed harmful bacteria. But it wasn't all that tasty and didn't last very long. This is where Catholics upped the ante with two major contributions. The first came from monasteries, where monks needed heartier beers to get them through long periods of fasting. So they experimented with flavorings and techniques to make it more robust. The second contribution came from St. Hildegard von Bingen. She's the first person credited with using hops in beer to preserve it. And it didn't hurt that hops added great flavors too. So you can thank Catholic innovation for beer. Learn more about what OSV Institute is doing to inspire and encourage Catholic innovation at osvinstitute.com.
Back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Final segment tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. I want to thank CISN for letting us simulcast their live stream. They are now finished for the night as they get their cameras all packed up, and we have our final comments. And let's go through the final stats. Again, if you joined us late, Dowling a winner tonight, 30-14, as the Maroons improve their record to 6-1 on the year. Waukee will fall to a record of 2 wins and 5 losses. Waukee will travel to Waukee Northwest, the Battle of Waukee, next Friday night. And Waukee Northwest, I know Matt's getting the scores here, was well in hand with their win, or going on to a win over at Southeast Polk tonight. For Dowling, the Maroons will host Yankee Centennial, who was leading Urbandale at last report in the second half. And let's take a look at our final game statistics for the night. First downs, Dowling with 29, Waukee with 25. The Maroons rushed the ball 44 times for 212 total yards. Waukee 27 rushes for just 29 yards. The Maroons had 157 yards in the air, Waukee with 108 yards in the air. So total yardage tonight, Dowling 369 yards to Waukee's 137. The Maroons were 7 of 14 on third down conversions, with Waukee being 8 of 17 in third down conversions. Individually for Dowling, quarterback Joey Nahas, 12 of 17 passing for 148 yards and a pair of touchdown passes to Jeffrey Roberts and to Sam Drexler. Drexler had 6 catches for 72 yards and a touchdown. Roberts 3 catches for 52 yards and a touchdown. Other receivers, Ian Middleton, 2 catches for 14 yards. Jimmy Nahas, 1 catch for 10 yards and a big first down in a Dowling drive. And Preston Hoffbauer, 1 catch for 9 yards. Leading rusher for the Maroons, Ian Middleton tonight. He had 31 carries, 201 yards, and 2 touchdowns tonight on a pair of 3-yard runs to start the first quarter. Grayson Pennington tonight, 5 carries for 14 yards. Joey Nahas, 1 carry for 10 yards, and Henry Smith with 6 carries for 9 yards. So that's a look at the statistics. We appreciate Coach Seifert passing those along as Dowling defeats Waukee 30-14, and thanks to Joel Sanko and Owen Marr visiting with Taylor Bennett. And
just a couple scores. Ankeny Centennial beats Indianola 33-15. Waukee Northwest throttled Southeast Polk 38-7.
That was the final. Okay.
That was the final, and I'm trying to find the final out of Johnston. I'm pretty sure it's over, but at the end it was
Sioux City
East was leading.
Okay.
21-17, and Valley beats Sioux City North 49-0.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go a different avenue here and try to find the Johnston Sioux City score. It's always interesting how all these scores get passed along. Let's see here. Nothing there. So
yeah, you got to try a couple different shots at it here. We'll see.
All right. Well, once again, we want to thank our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. Without them, we cannot be here tonight. And I want to thank, obviously, Bozen the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic, along with Construction Professionals, Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Fast Finds in Clive. Our thanks also to the Jenny Farrell team, Remax Concepts, for our sideline coverage. They've been helping generations of Dowling Catholic families with their real estate investments for almost 30 years. Learn more at jenniferfarrell.remax.com. And, of course, our friends of Catholic Workers will give away free coats and winter gear to the low-income and homeless population of Des Moines. That'll be on Tuesday, November 25th. Circle that date. Tuesday, November 25th. Learn more about this cause at friendsofcatholicworker.com. And our thanks to the kid captain tonight, Benny Oxenford, 4th grader from Sacred Heart, who is our Greater Des Moines Catholic Football League sponsored kid captain. So hats off to him and all they do. And Benny and his family are devoted members of the Sacred Heart community, and appreciate having him as being a big part of Dowling football and the Greater Des Moines Catholic Football League. So, Benny Oxenford, hope you had a great time tonight. So, all right, Matt, we're going to wrap it up. Oh, there's the man. We got to switch out microphones here. I'll get that here. We're still live on the air. We'll break down here in a second. What did you think there, Mr. Bennett?
Fun game, pretty workmanlike from Dowling. Just like the domination on both lines, just was super apparent the whole game.
They established that early.
Yeah, established it early. Waukee fought. They fought pretty hard to stay in that game. It felt like it could have gotten out of hand pretty quickly there. I thought we were going to have a running clock after the first couple possessions, but they fought hard, and I think just that Dowling defense was just so dominant on all three levels, especially up front.
They did a nice job. Now you got a Waukee team now that's 2 wins and 5 losses. They face number 1 Waukee Northwest, the crosstown rival, at Northwest next Friday. And this is a Waukee team, I would say, is a playoff team, but it may not go that way for them. And they played hard tonight.
Yeah, they played hard. That's just a tough schedule. I mean, that's almost 2-6. You're looking at 2-6 there. I don't see it for them.
That'd be awful tough.
Yeah, it'd be tough to make it at this point for them. And and you're going to play Northwest next week, and that's they had a tough day. And Northwest is a real deal. They went on and throttled Southeast Polk, so it's.
Well, I think
hopefully we cross paths.
You know what? I know we have Radio Iowa, Des Moines Register, Cedar Rapids Gazette. They all have rankings, but now we're into the RPI rankings. The ratings percentage index takes into account your record, your team's record rather, the opponent's record, and your opponent's record, and that's a formula they use to determine the seeding. They only take 16, and the top 16 go to the playoffs, and that's going to be cut off here 2 weeks from tonight. So we're going to really find out who's where. Now, Dowling's the number 2 seed right now, and they will probably remain there because they're the best of the 5-1 teams. There's 5 5-1 teams, and Maroons have the better record. But with Northwest defeating Southeast Polk, I don't know if that'll change too much because that affects Dowling's opponent's record. Right. So every game means something. So it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out. But next Friday night, I know this, Ankeny Centennial Dowling. Throughout the records, it's going
to be a lot of fun.
A walk-off pick 6, Taylor. A walk-off pick 6.
Yes, that's
unbelievable.
The best.
That was
so fun.
One of my favorite calls.
Yeah, what was the play in the playoffs at the goal line?
Oh, down at Mediacom Stadium last year.
Yeah.
Oh, they were knocking on the door.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite plays. That's one of my that stick out in my head.
Yeah.
From Ankeny Centennial, that stop at the goal line last year. What an amazing play.
Well, that'll be senior night next week for Dowling. So there's 32 seniors listed on the team, plus the support staff, managers, maybe cheerleaders will be introduced with their families, and that's always a very touching night. And it's hard to believe. 4 years here. Yeah. It's like you walk across that field, and I remember mine. And Taylor, I'm sure you remember yours with your mom and dad when you walked across the field.
Big time. When you're like a sophomore, it's like, I got 2 full years left. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, man, I'm a senior. It's ending. It's done.
That's right. It
feels fast.
Yeah, so that'll be great. Well, I appreciate, Taylor, you sitting in tonight, stepping in.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate it.
Fun. I mean, the best weather ever.
Yeah, it is. You all set for tomorrow? Catholic Football League, final game?
We are ready to go. Brooks, we're ready to go?
Yeah, we are ready to go.
Oh, little Brooks Bennett. All right. Yeah. Good grief. Well, that'll be all crazy tomorrow. You got the late game, though.
Late game. That's good. Yeah. Prime time game.
Just make sure everybody's wristbands are the same. Don't be having, one kid has this, and then they call this play, and they all run around like a fire drill. It's like,
I cannot promise that.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time tonight, Taylor. Thanks for coming in. Mr. Maynard used to coach this guy, and he was something to coach.
Yeah.
He was something to coach. The group around him, the other 14 guys we had around him, made it real interesting, but I had a great time with them. They turned out to be real good kids.
I don't doubt that at all.
Now he's 30-some years old, so what does that tell you? Been around a long time.
Been around a little while.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up, and Taylor, thank you. Best of luck, and we'll see you down the line, I'm sure. And Mr. Maynard, get that voice healed.
I'll get it healed.
Yeah. All right, that'll wrap up our broadcast tonight. Our thanks to everybody behind the scenes at Iowa Catholic Radio, and they include our good friend Roman Wilkham, our studio producer, along with Eli Bonner helping him out, and our thanks to the folks at Iowa Catholic Radio. And without them, we don't have a broadcast to do. Deacon Mark Campbell does a lot with the director of programming, and Matt Wilkham behind the scenes. Appreciate everything they do, and our thanks to our business underwriters and supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. Again, the final score, the final time tonight, Dowling 30, Waukee 14. The Maroons improve their record to 6-1. Waukee falls to 2-5. Up next, Dowling and Ankeny Centennial will be on the air next Friday night, 6:30 from Valley Stadium on senior night. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. So hope you can join us as Brian Morris will return from the West Coast and be part of our broadcast with Mr. Matt Maindring. So for everybody involved with tonight's broadcast, this is Mark Amadale saying goodnight and so long from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. and have a safe and blessed, faith-filled weekend.
Dowling Catholic Football and Iowa Catholic Radio has been brought to you by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Blessman International, Fast Signs, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Iowa Wealth Management, the Jenny Farrell Team with Remax Concepts, and Bosun the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The preceding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.